Oh no,
Did
dude!
it glitch or did I just lag? I think
I
I just
think you
lagged.
lagged out. You're lagged out.
Already? Like still right now?
Well, I think right now we're good, but you
Bro,
were.
I was like, because it just popped up on my screen and it said 23 seconds. But what before it even popped up on my screen, it showed our faces, so I thought everyone saw us. I was like, "What's going
It's
on?"
funny. It's funny because also I hear this. Are we on? We're good. The music's playing.
I'm like, "What's going?" I was so confused.
You know, it's funny. Even though the amount of technical difficulties we have on this podcast, it's still better than the Portuguese producers.
Yeah, it's just like,
That's for sure.
yo, they be making good stuff, bro. You be come on, bro.
Do
Don't
they?
they be making great
Do
stuff.
you know something I don't?
If only I just understood what they were saying, and then
You know, it's funny. They do make good stuff. They make stuff that's funny, even though it's supposed to be like a drama.
yes.
It's like hilarious.
Hey man,
So
if you're watching, they're doing something right.
that's true. That's true. But ready, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 344 D&E Takeover. Woo!
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I feel like it's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since we've been back in the pod. I feel like Wednesday has been such a long time. And I know for my case, it's going to be like that for the next couple of weeks. So I got projects to do. And I feel like time's going so slow that nothing's speeding up until I get this work done. You know what I'm feeling? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I understand exactly how you feeling. I'm just like, my brain is racked right now. Chat, what's up? What's going on, everybody? I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm like half awake right now.
You know what's
I'm
funny?
so tired. Go ahead.
We got to improve your cognitive function.
What?
You got to improve your cognitive function.
Explain to me how I would
I
improve
don't know, I'm
that.
doing a research paper on freaking Alzheimer's disease and vitamin D supplements and how vitamin D
Honestly,
can help with it.
wait, I didn't mean to click that. My bad.
You
Sorry.
good?
What's it called? Honestly, I probably have Alzheimer's right now. So we might, David. I told you, you do your paper on me. Just do a research
Honestly,
on
you
my.
might have a point.
I'm telling you, bro. You probably find so many things that I didn't even know about. Be
I'm like,
cooked.
Eric, you're something's up with you, buddy.
Hey, man, what's
Sorry.
wrong? Tell me. Tell me the bad news, Doc. Tell me the bad news.
But anyway, there is a lot of bad news today in this world of sports. Um, I'm sorry to hear this, but if you're a Golden State Warriors fan, you're in fact in the play-in tournament.
Oh, I'm over here
So
thinking that you better say something serious, man.
no,
You're so
listen.
stupid.
If I say something serious, you know something's up. I always start off with the jokes. But anyway, NBA playoffs have just been settled. And we discussed this on Wednesday that we will go over it on Monday. And that's what Eric's head is down right now. He's not ignoring y'all. Just making sure. He's not ignoring this. It's not like he doesn't want to do the podcast. He's making brackets right now. He's making brackets so that we can do them and give our predictions on who is going to advance out of the West and the East. So it's going to be fun.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys. I'm gonna angle it like this. But no, it's about to be fun. And David, I was looking at it a little bit earlier today. Obviously, I didn't get the time to make my bracket. That's why I'm making it right now. But I have to say, the West is a gauntlet, man. This is the first time in a long time where I really don't know which way it's gonna go. I really don't know.
It's really weird because I know we were talking about who's going to get in the 6th seed, 5th seed, especially in the West on Wednesday. We were discussing it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting the Nuggets to win their games. I thought they were at least going to drop one. But obviously with the Rockets benching everybody, it was pretty much inevitable that they were going to win their last game. But they beat the Kings. They're a better team than the Kings. So it's expected, but not expected. I think what made it not expected is the fact that they fired the head coach, Mike Malone, which still don't know why. But regardless, doesn't seem to really make an issue with their team. They're currently sitting 4th in the Western Conference. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what happened in the West. East was pretty much settled on Wednesday, so there's not really much to get into. But on the West side, we had a bunch of from all the way from 7 all the way to 4. We had so many uncertainties in who's going to fall where. So going into it, we had the Los Angeles Lakers 3. They stayed there. The Denver Nuggets at 4. They stayed at 4. You got the Los Angeles Clippers at 5. They stayed at 5. And you had the only two that switched. It's so ironic because there's only 2 spots that really switched in this whole thing since Wednesday. And the Minnesota Timberwolves clinched the 6th spot in the Western Conference of the NBA. So it's very, very crazy right there. I mean, I know they're a great team, but I just want to get into that matchup because it's going to be a really good matchup with them between the Lakers. And the Golden State Warriors dropped to the play-in. Not really worrisome, though. I don't know if you saw the game against the Clippers, though. Draymond Green missed a wide-open layup that would have tied the game for them. And at that point, Draymond Green's freaking washed.
I think Draymond might have a little lapse of. It happens. We're just gonna say it happens, Draymond. Leave Uncle alone. You know.
I'm just waiting for Draymond to crash out again, and then him be like, "Why do the refs hate me?" Even though he just like pretty much kicked someone in the face.
Why do the refs hate me?
Yeah, it's like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, and then it's like, dude, we just saw you do that. Like, this you can't do that. And it's like the only go up against me is because you're the one who does the bad things. But regardless, Aaron Judge is up on plate. Come on, Aaron Judge, him went out of the park. Come on. But regardless, 80s keeps kicking in early. Who's cheating?
The Yankees, bro. The
No,
bats.
they're not cheating. Aaron Judge doesn't use the bat.
I know. That's the only reason I said it.
Yeah, Aaron Judge said, "Why would I? If it ain't broke, don't fix it." He's freaking telling everyone. He's like, "I'm good without the bats."
Meanwhile, everyone's hitting freaking dingers out of the park. And he's like, "All right." He's like, "I'm just good without it, so I don't need it."
Yeah, I hit 60 home runs without him anyway.
If you don't use that bat,
Imagine that. I want to see the hit power of that if he's used the bat. But NBA, MLB's been kicking off. I know I've been really excited to watch it. I've been really in tune with MLB this season. So I'm very happy with how consistent that is. But I'm really thinking in the next week or two that is all going to go out the window because finals week is coming up. Projects are due. And I don't really know if I'm going to be able to watch a lot of sports. NBA might, but other things, regardless, I don't think so. But Aaron Judge just hit a ball up the middle for a single. Good job, Aaron. But regardless, everyone, how are you doing today? I know I'm repeating. I'm just waiting for Aaron to finish his bracket to really dive into these games and go into the predictions.
I will tell you right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make yours for today, and then once I'm like, I'll say mine, but then I'll make mine on the side, so like we have it, you know, just so we could, for show purposes, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep you guys here,
and for bragging rights too.
For bragging, right? Well, yeah, because you know, David. So you know why David said that? Actually, he knows I'm gonna get the perfect bracket, so he just kind of wanted to just.
Why didn't you do March Madness then?
That's just because
you would have had Duke winning it and they lost.
My cat got sick, so I don't know. What
you have a cat?
Yeah, it got sick. And the cat got sick, so I had to go take care of it. And funny enough, while I had to go take care of my cat, the brackets was due. I didn't get to do it.
Wow, I mean that makes sense, but obviously we were making one during the show, so I mean I understand though. You know,
but like that was with the entire crowd. That wasn't just my bracket. I'm just saying.
It's all right. I think you secretly knew that Duke wasn't going to win it, so you didn't want to make a bracket to help with your chances of just like not being like wrong.
I would say otherwise. You know, we don't know why I would have picked. You know, at the end of the day, I show favoritism. We don't know why I would have picked. If anything, I mean, for all we know, I could have picked Florida. I don't know. I'm just saying. For all I know, we could have seen. I could have picked Houston. Like it just plays around. I could have picked Drake. For all we know, you know, like it could have been everywhere. But all I know is
Kendrick on here.
Right here, David knows I'm about to get the perfect bracket. He knows.
All right, let's see it, bro. Let's see it. All I know is that the Western Conference, looking at the matchups, looks extremely difficult. So,
well, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna lead you straight into it because I have your bracket right here, sir. And the brackets, being the fact that the NBA has play-in tournaments, I actually have to make these brackets on two separate pages. I have to do one in the West and one in the East. So, David, I'll give you the what'd you say?
Thanks, NBA.
Oh, I'll give you the honors of choosing which conference you'd like to start with, and we'll get straight into this.
Let's go East. I think that's the more logical one, and I think
okay.
Watch, figure something out.
He thinks it's the most logical one, but he's probably gonna run into some issues. I feel as if, but we'll start off with the game that happens tomorrow. 7th seed Magic versus 8th seed Hawks. Winner goes straight to versus Celtics first round. What are we saying? And Magic are home.
Dude, honestly, this is the toughest part about the East right now is the play-in tournament. I'm not even gonna lie with you. The hardest team to predict is who's gonna get the 7 and 8 seed in the play-in. For me personally, I think if you look at the Atlanta Hawks, they are playing away. They're playing in Orlando. I do think they're a team that Trae Young can go off at any moment. He can drop you 30 points and get you 20 assists. Obviously, he's gonna come with like 8 turnovers, but regardless of the fact, he's still gonna put up a phenomenal game. Not to mention my defensive player of the year, Dyson Daniels. Not a lot of people have been talking about him, but I know he's been under the radar. You can look at his steals. I think he's top 5 in the steals in the NBA. He's been balling out for their team. He pretty much is a Swiss Army knife, can do everything. Their lineup, is pretty consistent. Like Okongwu is over there, Dyson Daniels, Trey Young. I want to see what else they're going to start up with. Karis LeVert on their team.
If they
Terrence
had Jalen
Mann.
Johnson still, I mean, if they had Jalen
Yeah,
Johnson, you could argue that they might not even be in the play-in.
that is true. If they had
You
Jalen
could
Johnson,
argue.
if he wasn't
I think they
injured.
would, though. I think they would be in the play-in. But
I mean, listen, the Hawks are really like they're a good team. They can go up any moment and win a game, but they can also lose and be like, "What the hell just happened?" That's why they are in the play-in this season. But the Orlando Magic, they're also a very good team. They got Franz Wagner, they got Paulo Banchero, they got two super young superstars that can take over the team and pretty much be their future for the Orlando Magic. I like Orlando at home. If you look at both of their records, Orlando does have the better home record. But regardless of that, it's not really by much. And Atlanta has up below 500 in terms of their away record. I got Orlando taking this one. I think Magic match up better. Their two superstars can take over a game, and I think they're home, so I give them the advantage. And we all know the stat where when friggin' bench players are home, they get like +5 attributes. So that's what we got to look at.
looking at this game, I'll put down Magic for you. You said Magic, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you'll have Magic maintain their 7th seed and going against the Celtics, and we'll put the Hawks into the next game of the play-in. But for me, while you was talking, if you didn't notice, my head was down. I was looking at the season series against these two teams, and it's tied 2-2. Now, granted, if you look at the last game that they played, it was mostly just bench players, and the Hawks did win that game, not by much, but it was just a bunch of people.
And they were home.
Yeah, but the thing is, the game before that the Magic did win, that looked like the starting lineup versus starting lineup, and the Magic did win this. Overall, they've played each other 4 times. They've tied it 2-2 both ways. It's an even matchup. My biggest thing, I think the Magic are just simply more talented. I think when push comes to shove, they have the better team, and I don't think it really is realistically going to matter how much Trae Young does, because overall, Trae Young has star power. So does Paulo Banchero in that sense. And also they're just, when you look at the rosters, they're better rounded out overall. I think they match up better. I think when it comes down to it, I think the Magic are ready to make the 7th seed and get booted in the first round. But for me, I'll go Magic with you right there, David. I'll go Magic with you. I'll lead you into the next one, which is the Chicago Bulls versus the Miami Heat in Chicago. What a stink fest. My gosh. Jeez.
Honestly,
Game was dookie.
I mean, you look at the roster of Chicago. I think they have a decent team. I just think they're too young. Realistically, they got Josh Giddey, who, speaking of young, Josh Giddey, Ayo Dosunmu. I don't think you got my joke. That one right over your head.
Oh
Speaking
my
of
gosh,
young,
you said
Josh
young.
Giddey. Oh yeah, regardless. I'm sorry.
I'm over here looking up the stats for the teams right now.
No, I was like, that was a pretty good joke, and I'm sad that I didn't get the props for that one.
I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
My
Just
brain's
forget
not
it.
here.
All right. But Josh Giddey has been playing phenomenal for them in the season. Triple-double machine. Zach Collins, also a good young star. Buzelis. Matty
Buzelis, the guy.
He's been balling out recently. No one's been talking about him because how bad Chicago's been. But he's been low-key balling out. They still got Vucevic. They got Kobe White as well. They got a decent team in terms of the roster. But then you look at Miami. They got a great head coach. They have a decent roster too. They got not Xavier Ware. What's his first name? Where? What was his first name?
Khalil.
Khalil. Yeah.
Khalil. Not freaking Superman.
Yeah. They got Andrew Wiggins. I just think they have Duncan Robinson coming off the bench. Terry Rozier. Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo. I think in terms of their matchup, I think Bam has a nice little game. I think he can take advantage of Vucevic's lack of defense and score. And Bam's good defense can stop Vucevic. So I really think that Miami can take this one, even though they are away. I do think that Miami is the better team. And if you look at Chicago's away record, a home record, they have a below 500. And you look at their away record, they're above 500. So they play better away than they do home. Give me the Miami Heat to get this victory. I think they match up better.
I'm looking at this, right? Shout out to StatMuse. I was actually able to use StatMuse. And going off of this matchup, I think I agree with your points that you put out there, right? Miami match up better, and also I would like to say that Miami also has. Sorry, let me turn off my ringer. Miami also has the experience over them, even though it is the play-in. They know what it takes. There's enough players on that team that have been far enough in a playoff run to understand what it takes. As a matter of fact, they have a bunch of finals appearances on that team, let alone winning a championship. So I think to pick Miami isn't crazy. But if you look at the season series, they've versed each other 3 times according to StatMuse, and the Chicago Bulls have beaten them every single time.
Yeah, they have.
They've beaten them every single time they match up. They beat them while they was home 133-124. They beat them while they was away 114-109, and then they beat them while they was home again 119-111. And Miami hasn't been able to get the better of them. But you know what?
It's freaking not playing. This is it's not regular season. This is
I'm
playing.
going to agree with you. I'm going to say the Miami Heat win this game. Just pure based on the fact that I believe in games like this, you're going to see the experience play a factor. I'm going to leave it at that. But
I agree.
With that being said, David, you have the 8th seeded Hawks versus the 10th seeded Heat in Atlanta. Where does this go?
Right into the trash. That's where this one goes.
We're about to get into the meat and potatoes soon. Don't worry. Both of these teams will be eliminated very soon. But
Pretty much. Honestly, Atlanta, I don't really care. This is really a matchup that like Atlanta is playing at home, so they might show up more. But Tyler Hero can also go off and drop 30 and 40. Like, this is what we're really looking at. The 2 superstars on both teams can really go off and put a great night. All I'm scared for in that matchup is Bam might low-key dominate that matchup. I know Okongwu is playing amazing this year, but in terms of like veteran presence, Okongwu, we don't know if he can sustain the starting lineup in a playing game. But regardless, I do think the Atlanta Hawks, they are home. I like taking home teams in general, especially with 1 game series, because all it takes is just 1 to win it and you're in. I like the Atlanta Hawks, although I can desperately see Tyler Hero drop off and drop 40 just to make it 8th seed. But regardless, they're both going to get eliminated first round. So give me Atlanta. Why not? For fun.
All right, so you have the favorites going through. Out of the play-in. But I'm going to go Hawks. I agree with you. I'm going to go Hawks simply because of the fact that I think the Miami Heat will, in that first game against the Bulls, they will exhaust everything beating the Bulls in Chicago, and then they'll just lose to the Hawks because Trae Young's just not going to go out like that. Simple as that. That's what I'm saying. And it's in Atlanta, +5 on all attributes on all the bench players. Simple as that. I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks as well. Also in the season series, they tied 2-2, so it is an even matchup. But when they beat Miami, both times they beat Miami, they was home. And both times they lost to Miami, they was away. So stats go towards it. I think Trae Young has it in him. We've seen him show what he's capable of in the postseason. So I'll definitely
go Trey.
But with the first matchup, or do you want now to do the play-in for the West, or you just want to go through the entire East? What do you want to do?
Go through the entire East.
All right.
Let's give everyone.
You got to give me
games.
You got to give me season series as well.
I'll give you games, and I'll give you who scores the most points in this in the series.
Really?
More points. Yeah, I'm feeling it, dude. I'm feeling it.
Chat, you know why he's saying that? Because when we get to the West, he's a glazed Luka. Watch. He's a glazed Luka because he's supposed to say how many points Luka's gonna score. That's essentially why he said all that.
I mean, it depends. If they verse the Clippers, I think they can bench LeBron. I think he'd still freaking have their revenge games.
Yo, bro.
All right. We did against Dallas and Clippers.
Yeah, but that was a playoff P. Nah, he's not torching them like that. They
got James Harden T. Freaking sucks too.
Bro. James Harden. But you got your guy Norman Powell. You was advocating for Norman Powell a while back.
Yeah, I know. Norman Powell's been going off. That's a matchup. The Clippers are low key looking pretty decent with Kawhi healthy. But real quick, Fernando's in the building. What's going on, Fernando?
What's going on?
Let's go into the rest of this.
I got you. First matchup. Yeah, on the top of the bracket, Cavs versus Hawks. 1 versus 8.
Oh, give me Cavs. I think.
What's the series?
I think it might be a maybe a gentleman sweep or 4-0. I'm going to go 4-0. I think they cleanly sweep them. I think you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers team. They have one of the best records in the NBA at home, and they have one of the best records away. So it's like it's hard really to beat them. And the fact is, they have a complete lineup. Their depth is so unreal. This makes them so much better. Like last year, we looked at them and the Knicks beat them in 5, I believe, 5 or 6. And they're like, listen, Donovan Mitchell, they're going to do some noise. But like the Knicks had a better complete team, in my personal opinion. People could disagree with that. But this year, with the Cleveland Cavs, their depth is insane. They have Donovan Mitchell. They got Darius Garland. They got Evan Mobley. They got Jared Allen. I feel like I'm missing someone in that starting lineup. I definitely am.
You said Darius. What's the? Oh my God, I'm blanking. The DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, they could. No, they DeAndre Hunter comes off the bench for them. I think Max.
Oh, you're
Strus,
talking about starting lineup. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Max Strus comes in. You look at the bench. They got Sam Morrell. I know people don't like, who the hell is Sam Morrell? Who's that white guy? Bro, one thing about white guys, they shoot threes, and that's what Sam Morrell does for this team. Ty Jerome, another white dude. Cleveland Cavaliers love their white dudes. They got a whole bunch of them on the bench.
He's so stupid.
Ty Jerome is literally one of the best point guards in the second roster in the NBA. He's the best bench point guard in the NBA. He's fantastic and also gives them an option. Guess what? You have another primary ball handler when Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland get to sit out. It's perfect. And not to mention, they got DeAndre Hunter off the bench. You got 3 guys that can score the rock and 1 guy that can pass it very efficiently. So they got a team full of very, 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 very well all-around guys, especially with their depth. I'm giving the Cavs 4-0.
You know, I was going to be disrespectful at first and literally just not give. Oh, wait, you didn't say who's scoring the most. You said you're going to do that for everyone.
You're right.
Who's scoring the most?
Yeah, good job.
What we say?
Who's scoring the most in the series? I think when you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're a type of team that doesn't really have one guy going off and dropping you 40 points. Donovan Mitchell ain't this guy anymore where he's going to be your leading scorer dropping 40. If anyone's been watching their Cavs games, they know that Donovan Mitchell isn't really their leading scorer in terms of like dropping 30 points a game. But I will say they pass the rock very, very evenly. That I think the leading scorer of this matchup won't even be on the Cavs. It's going to be friggin' Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks because he's going to go off and he's going to try to drop 50 points a game, but his team just doesn't, their quality isn't matched with Cleveland.
So now let me refer back to what I was saying. I wasn't gonna be disrespectful. I wasn't even gonna give a explanation on why I think, because I didn't think it was worth it. I looked at the season series between these two teams. Now, granted, I'm still gonna go 4-0 because it's the playoffs, and I think it's gonna be completely different. But I just want to inform you, David.
Yeah.
The season series between the Cavs and the Hawks goes in favor of the Hawks.
Wow. Dude.
2-1.
Not a lot of teams can say that.
So, mind you, right? This is the same team. Let me just pull it up right here because I don't want to. Just gotta get the correct numbers for y'all. This is the same team that is 64-18, and the Hawks have 2 of those. So it's very interesting to see. I'm still going 4-0 because I just don't. God help everybody if the Cavs lose in the first round of the Hawks. That would be one of the biggest upsets that we've seen in such a long time, possibly the biggest upset ever, genuinely, because this Cavs team has been electric this entire year, and there's no way you're gonna tell me that a team of Trae Young and a couple, like, I don't want to disrespect, like, obviously Dyson Nails, like David mentioned, Yeke Conway, good players, but realistically, this team went down once Jalen Johnson went down. Once we saw Jalen Johnson was done, we knew that this team wasn't gonna be able to compete. If they're able to beat them without one of their best players, it would be such a bad look for the Cavs. But overall, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going 4-0 Cavs sweep, and we get moving to the next one. But really quick, we have a Murdy Mercy.
Matthews in the bill. What's going on, Matt? Appreciate you. He said 4-3 loading. Listen, calma.
He's not even tired. Yo, bro, Matt, Articulat's not even gonna touch pitch, bro. David, Ronaldo doesn't play for Madrid anymore, buddy.
He doesn't.
No.
Oh, then why do I care? Freaking who cares? No, I'm kidding. But Real Madrid, listen, Matt, I know you're hoping for that 4-3 comeback. But imagine Goulet scores 4 goals and they get the comeback.
I'm
Eric, you
blocking
know,
Matt if that happens.
Eric,
I'm blocking Matt. I can't do it, bro.
oh man, it's Turkish power. Let's go.
Matt will never hear. You never hear the end of it with Matt. He said, hoping it's gonna happen. Oh my
No, bro. That's so unlikely. Like, listen, people think Real Madrid because it's Real Madrid that they're gonna come back. But if you look at this Real Madrid team, they're nowhere near quality as they were in years past.
You know what's so scary though? If they just play like 70% of what they're capable of, they will come back.
Oh yeah,
because that team is that good. Like that team, talent wise, is that good. But going back to NBA, yeah. Second seed versus 7th seed, Celtics versus Magic. What we got? What do we have here? What are we saying?
Celtics versus Magic. This is a very tough decision for me, as you can tell. I'm really thinking about this one really hard, pondering it. I'm just kidding. Celtics. I'll give Orlando a benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. I'll give them 1 win. I'm going 5 games. Celtics win.
I want you to know again. I looked at the season series,
and Orlando's leading.
And Orlando's in favor of it too. How does that make sense? That's so that's so weird to me. You're going. Go ahead.
So if we always followed freaking those things to a T, like freaking looking at the series that they did in the regular season, then we would both have Orlando Hawks and Orlando Magic advancing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Who says no?
I say no, because you got a team that is so stacked in the Celtics. I think the Cleveland Cavs and the Celtics are my Eastern Conference Finals pick. So rightfully so. I think they're. No, sorry.
Yeah, this guy, man.
Anything can happen. Listen, I can change my mind. I can change my mind later.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
But the leading scorer of that series, the leading scorer of that series, I'm doing that for every series. The leading scorer is the leading scorer of that season, because it's also the Boston Celtics are the same thing as the Cavs. There's no potential one big scorer unless Jason Tatum decides to drop off 40. They're all pretty much consistently even. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Sometimes he Kristaps Porzingis is the leading scorer of that team. So it's like, what the hell, buddy? Thanks for coming to the party.
That's true.
But overall, I think the leading scorer will be, in fact, Jason Tatum. He dominates rounds 1 and 2, but then Jaylen Brown, you know how he does it last year, Finals MVP.
You said 4-1, right?
4-1, yeah.
Gentlemen's okay.
Right here, Matt says too. Matt Padone, appreciate you, Padone.
Padone.
He said the Ticks gentleman sweep. Celtics gentleman sweep.
That's what he's feeling. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more generous. By the way, last series I got Donovan Mitchell being the top scorer. I think Trae Young's.
Donovan's garbage. I'm kidding, Donovan.
Yeah, he's better than your team though.
Damn.
But
I know.
I'm actually gonna go Celtics in 6. I think I'm gonna give the Magic 2 games. The Magic and the reason I'm saying that I obviously the Magic's. You done? Yeah. This guy, bro.
I'm having too much fun over here. You gotta get it away from me.
It's like giving candy to a freaking kid.
Yeah, it's really giving him
a soundboard. Anytime I speak, he's gonna be like, up, like. This guy. But listen, I'm not saying the Magic are a bad basketball team. If anything, I think they're, even though we have the Hawks winning, actually I had the Magic winning, which would change my entire lineup. But I'm just gonna go based off what you're saying. Because I had the Magic being the Hawks, which means the Magic would have versed the Cavs first round.
No.
I didn't pick the Hawks to win.
Yeah, the Magic beat the Hawks, so it would be 7th spot.
Oh wait, yeah. No, you're right. We're here.
Eric, buddy, it's only 8:18.
Listen, you have no idea how exhausted I am.
We got another 30 minutes until we get into that R-rated behind the scenes type of stuff.
Behind the scenes is wild. Anyways, I feel as if the Celtics tend to mess around in the first round a little bit too much, and they like to play with their food a little bit too much, and they don't close it out. And as the playoffs go on, they get better and better and better. With that being said, I think the Magic will be able to take 2 games from them. Whether they're 2 games at home, I don't know. If anything, I would say the Magic. Yeah, I would say the Magic take 1 at home, take 1 away, and then then the rest is history for the Celtics. But I'll go 4-2. But Celtics go through regardless for me.
All right, fair enough. But Matt Padone's in the building. He said, gentlemen, another great day with the D&E Arsenal playing mind games again. Lakers in 5.
Yo, hey, Padone, you get your chance to say it, bro. You get the chance. We're in the East right now, but you get the chance to say it in the West. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Lakers
But,
in 5.
Arsenal,
So
Arsenal, man.
They ain't winning in 5 in this series.
Hey, man, they might score 2 goals. Arsenal in 5-0. PK. No, let me stop. All right, next series: 4 versus 5. Pacers versus Bucks in Indiana. Like, not in Indiana, but you guys get what I'm saying. They get the extra,
Mhm.
they get the advantage. What are we saying on that one, David? That one's interesting. No
It's very
Dame.
interesting, but without Dame, I really think that the Pacers have been proving that they are an improved team. Another team that has great depth. The only difference that separates them from the Cavaliers and the Celtics is the fact that their superstars aren't at the same level as those two other teams. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, gotta give him props, all-star player. But when you look at overall quality, you look at Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White. You got damn near 4 potential players dropping 20 plus in a game, compared to the Pacers, where Tyrese Halliburton is your main scorer in that sense with Pascal Siakam. But overall, I really like the Indiana Pacers. I think they match up really good against them. I think Miles Turner over there, he's a great shot blocker, also a great 3-point shooter as well as a big man. Pascal Siakam, a guy dropping 20 points in a game. Tyrese Halliburton getting 10 plus assists. Like I said, today's generation, Chris Paul back in the day with the freaking no turnovers, 10 assists. We called him out back earlier in his thing. I'm still happy about that pick because that was a freaking great eye that we had with him. But overall, I think they have great depth. They got Nemhard on the bench. They also got Naismith. I don't know if he's starting sometimes, but they also put him on the bench as well. They got just a whole bunch of guys that can put up numbers. They have Mathurin coming off the bench too.
Benedict Eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Obi Toppin. They got a great depth as a team. They got TJ McConnell. I like the Indiana Pacers. I just think the Bucks, by losing Dame, they lost another key scorer for them. I think if they had Dame, it'd be a lot closer, but I have Pacers in 6. Because I do think the Pacers' home record is one of the best home records in the Eastern Conference. And you look at Milwaukee's away record, they're just 500. So you look at that. Indiana knows how to play when they're home. And if they have the home field advantage, I really think they can take advantage of that. So no pun intended.
Who's the top scorer in this series?
Tyrese Halliburton is not really known to drop 30 points. I'm gonna go with Giannis. I think he's gonna do everything he can to carry the team on his back, but it's just not gonna be enough. You know what I'm saying?
I looked at the season series between these teams. The Bucks actually beat them 3-1, which is wild.
Dude, I feel like it's all of them right now.
Yeah,
it's like totally contradicting what we're saying.
But the thing is, the difference between this one is I looked at the most recent game that they had, or the most recent game which was in March. And I just came to the assumption after watching the most recent game, most likely Dame played in every single one of these games. And I think that plays a huge factor. And I honestly agree with you. I didn't want to pick the Pacers, but without Dame, I guarantee you they split the series. If not, the Pacers even go further. The Pacers even probably beat them 3-1, if anything. But I'm actually going to go 4-2 as well. And I think the only reason I'm going to give the Bucks 2 games, maybe even 3, is because Giannis will go crazy, most likely. And he would do everything in his power to make sure that the Bucks go through, and it's still not going to be enough. That's what's going to end up happening. Because when we think about it, the Pacers, they don't really have a lot riding on this season, but they kind of do because they did get to the conference finals last year. It's just that, they've actually met a team that wasn't injured. So it was
exactly. And plus, I do think the Pacers are a better team this year than they were last year. I will give them their props with that.
But the one that we've all been waiting for, David, 3-seeded Knicks versus 6-seeded Pistons. And let me look. I can't wait. I know this season series at the top of my head, actually. But I'm just going to look it up just to be 100% sure. But, David, before you even – actually, you know what? Before you even say anything, let me just pull up this season series for you just so you can know it before you go into picking
Trust me,
this.
I know this one.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the season series between the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks is 3-1 Detroit. 3-1. Dave, what are we saying here? What are we saying here?
Eric, I want to be honest with you. As a Knicks fan, this is the last team I wanted to verse first round. And I said it before in other podcast episodes. I said that the Pistons are low-key a sneaky team. They're a young team. They got nothing to lose. And this is their first time they've been there in years. Their home crowd's going to go crazy for them. It's like kind of what the Knicks were 2 years ago. You know what I'm trying to say?
You saw that they're blocking off tickets
Are they?
for their home games, so they make sure Knicks fans don't flood it out. They're
Honestly,
blocking
that's
off
what every home team should be doing. Like low key.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for home fans having their own 3/4 of the section and the away fans get 0. But I don't know how you really determine that because there could be a Knicks fan in Detroit, but zip code says he's from Detroit. So I don't know, whatever. But regardless, as the last team I wanted to verse because they have such good young talent. Cade playing the best ball he's played all year in his career and proving that he's a top 5 point guard in the NBA, in my opinion. Also, Malik Beasley coming off the bench, a great 6 man for them, can shoot the rock like no other. You got Tobias Harris, mid, but he can do the job. Jalen Duran, whatever, playing amazing as well. They just got a whole bunch of just great players. Dennis Schroeder off the bench as well. Isaiah Stewart, not a big fan of him. I think he's just a big troublemaker that just decides to play basketball. Wannabe boxer type of thing. But Asir Thompson as well, one of the Thompson brothers, a big baller as well. They're just a scary team, dude. I think they're just all young. I think the only disadvantage that they have is their only disadvantage and their advantage is the fact that they're young. If you know what I'm trying to say, their advantage is that they're young, where they're all like just ready for it and anything can happen. And they're like, you know what, we have nothing to lose because we have nothing really. If we lose, it's like, okay, we lost to the Knicks. But if we win, it's like, yeah, we just beat the Knicks. Like we have so much momentum. But then you look at it, they might be young. They might not have the experience to really go into the next level and beat an experienced team like the New York Knicks. As a Knicks fan, I was really hoping that we would get Milwaukee because I feel like that would be a great, just go through them, get 6 games, 5 games, and go into the next round. But I do think that the Detroit Pistons put up a great matchup. I do think the New York Knicks do win, though, because if anything's been telling me right now, with the amount of who wins the season series compared to who's actually winning in our predictions, I do think the New York Knicks will come out with this. Overall, I do want to get into the stats because this is really crucial.
What's the season series?
3-1.
I mean, not the season series. What's the series? The series. The Knicks win by how much? How many games?
I think the Knicks win in 6. I think it could potentially go 7. I'm not even lying to you. I think this Cleveland team. I think this Detroit team is so young and they're just so good to the point where like anything can happen, and that's the scary part. And
So
they have nothing to lose.
You think the Knicks beat them in Detroit?
They can. I think they beat them in Detroit. I think they can beat them in MSG. I think when you look at their lineup, I do think the New York Knicks are overall a better team. I think if everyone is on, the New York Knicks are a better team because they have multiple guys that can lead their team in scoring. Let's just say that. So, and I think they proved all season why they are a legit team. But I do think they get out the first round. I think it'll be really difficult for them, though. Leading scorer, though, is in fact, I mean, it all depends. It depends on what Cade does in that first game because he could have that playoff-itis that a lot of players do have where they just don't show up when it matters most. Because we never seen Cade in the playoffs. Like, realistically, like, it's a different animal. And we said the same thing about Giannis. Is like, Giannis in the playoffs is going to be great. And then in the first couple of years, he pretty much didn't show up in games that mattered. So it's hard to really dictate whether they're going to be really efficient in the playoffs. But I do think Cade's going to put up a good fight. But however, I do have the Knicks winning in 6. Say that. But top scorer is
I feel like there's only one answer for this one too.
It's tough. It can go between Jalen Brunson or Cat. I'm gonna go Jalen Brunson. I'll go Bruns.
My fault. But I would say, David, you're in for a tough one, buddy.
No, for sure.
This series, in my opinion, is not gonna go your way. As a matter of fact, I think the Pistons are gonna win in 7. I think the Pistons are gonna win in classic like Knicks fashion, and also in like a big upset as too. I just see them winning in MSG. See them walking into MSG and beating them in MSG, and the whole crowd is completely dumbfounded. That is what's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. I have the Pistons going through,
even with the fact that they have no experience in the playoffs.
even with the fact that they have no experience in the playoffs. I have them at least winning this first round. I have them.
Damn.
They're better. I think they're better. I think they're better than the Knicks. They get the better of them every single time. The difference between the other series that we listed is even if the Hawks are better than the Cavs, the Hawks don't, in my opinion, don't have that DNA in order to get past the Cavs in a full 7-game series. Same thing with the Magic. The Magic are good, but the Celtics, like I said, start off slow and then end up turning it up when they need to. I look at the Pacers and the Bucks. If the Bucks had Dame, it'd be a different story. But I look at this matchup, and both of these teams are evenly matched, in my opinion. The Pistons, the only reason they're slightly lower is because they started off the season a little bit slower because they're young. And I do believe they're going to go into the series looking to they're going to be confident. They're going to think that they're better than the Knicks because they've beaten them several times this season.
That can also be their negative.
That if they go in cocky, that's just silly. Because the Knicks are they have a better record than you.
Listen,
guys.
all I know is when you got a team of Isaiah Stewart, I don't throw silly out the window for that team. When Isaiah Stewart's on your roster, silly is just a part of your dictionary because you start silly stuff all the time.
Can I say the same thing? Never mind. I was about to say
What?
No, I can't say that. Never mind. But I have the Pistons in 7. I do. I really do.
Right. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that the whole Knicks narrative. I hear the same thing every single year. You said it last year. They beat the Cavs.
And then what happened?
The Knicks are gonna Knicks, but they had injuries.
Okay.
They lost to the Pacers, but they got injuries.
It's the same man that's coming. It's the same thing that comes from the man that says availability is the best ability.
For sure, but I don't think the Knicks
nick.
I don't think the Knicks are going to nick because they get freaking injured. That has nothing to do with them.
It could be, and the definition of that is it could be anything. It could be them not playing well. It could be them folding an opportunity. It could be them getting injured. It could be their luck. Simple as that.
The Knicks are always going to nick until they get an NBA championship in your eyes. That's crazy.
It's not even no. It's not no. That's not how it works. It's the fact of the matter of when there's last year could have been their year. It really could have. But injuries.
Yeah, it sucks. It's
You
unacceptable.
look at the other seasons, and you know why it's so easy for me to say that? It's because everyone screams. It's like the Jets. Everyone screams the Knicks are going to win a championship in the first half of the season. And I'm like, okay. So we'll just wait, and then when you guys are disappointed again, then it's like, yeah, the Knicks are just gonna nick.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I honestly haven't been hearing a lot of Knicks fans talking about how our team's gonna win a championship this year.
You know what's crazy? This year is the first year that I've actually heard that. The first year in a long time where people are like, I don't know anymore, man. I don't know. But just wait. Watch. Let you guys beat the Pistons 4-1. 4-0. Let you guys have a good series against the Pistons. Watch how crazy you guys get. Watch how crazy it goes from I don't know if we can win a championship to we're sweeping the Celtics. Watch. I guarantee it.
All I'm saying is that I would much rather be a Detroit Pistons fan right now than a New York Knicks fan. Regardless, because of the fact that I like the feeling of having the feeling of if we lose, so what? We lost to a better team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much pressure as a New York Knicks fan right now because if your team loses, the amount of crap that you're gonna hear from all these people saying, "Well, your Knicks are a 3rd seed." You mean Eric? Yeah, exactly. Just Eric. The fact that I'm gonna be like, oh, but I'm gonna be like, then they should have never traded Dante. So honestly, I'm on the safe side because I'm still mad about the cat trade, even though it's working out for them.
David, but you gotta remember that you can't say you'd rather be a Pistons fan than a Knicks fan. That's
not even like that. In terms of their situation, I'd rather be in the Pistons situation than be in the New York Knicks situation. What?
Let's with that being said, let's go through these comments so we can keep it pushing.
All right, Matt said Jello top scorer.
I might swear, but the corner, whoa!
He really fell off after one hit wonder.
Of course.
Matt said experience in the playoffs means very little when you have nothing to show for. What do you mean by that?
The Knicks, they can have experience all they want. All the experience that they have is that they lose.
Yeah, but they have more experience than other teams that have playoff appearances.
Well, I think
everyone's gonna lose.
I think what he's trying to say is your experience, the furthest the experience on that team goes is honestly what? Correct me if I'm wrong, Karl Anthony Towns. No, Mikal Bridges, finals appearance.
Mhm.
Right? But he's not even their best player. Their best player, Jalen Brunson, all he knows is being booted second round. Actually, no.
Yeah.
No, yeah, booted second round.
Second round to the Pacers. Listen, all I'm saying is that I just want to see the Knicks do well, and I think they have a good shot. Just say
Wait,
that.
did him and Luka get past the first round?
Who?
Or when Jalen was in the Mavs?
Well, that's a good question. I honestly think they made it to an Eastern Conference, Western Conference final.
Did they?
Let's double check.
No, they never made it to a Western Conference final. That'd be wild.
They beat the Jazz. I remember that one year because I remember being in my car and they beat them. They beat the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. That was when they were both on the team at that time.
Wow.
And yeah, exactly right. I'm gonna look it up now because now I'm intrigued.
Because I wouldn't. They didn't. Who would they have lost to in the conference finals? They wouldn't have played the Suns. Who the Suns versus that year? I forget. It wasn't the Suns though. They didn't beat. Nah.
Eric, 2021, 2022. It doesn't say what round they lost, but it says they played 18 games. So I'm assuming they made it to a Western Conference final.
Is it the math on that? It is the math on that.
Yeah, because 18
That's
games,
wild.
7-game series. Even if they won both of them, they'd be 14 games.
So you're saying that wait, no.
What?
Because the max you could play is 7. So then
first
14.
round, second round, 14, and the third round, which is
you're right. So what we're really saying is once Jalen Brunson came to New York, his playoff record got worse. So if anything,
what we're trying to say is once Jalen Brunson came to New York, he brought the playoff experience to New York because we haven't seen that ever since he came. Damn.
Carmelo Anthony conference final.
Carmelo Anthony don't count.
Yeah, y'all haven't seen the conference final in a minute, to be honest with you. But I digress. Next, you could put the other next comments. That's why I was laughing, to be honest with you.
Shout out to Jalen. Jalen's in the building. Appreciate you, Jalen. Thank you. She said hello. And she said
that's why hey man.
No disrespect. WNBA draft. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at something else on TV.
He's laughing at the WNBA draft. Don't sleep.
You are too. I saw you. Paige Buchers went first overall pick to the Dallas Wings.
No, she did not.
Paige Buchers?
Am I on crack? Oh, best available.
Yeah, she went to the first overall pick to the Dallas Wings. It happened in
I was looking at the best available. I wasn't looking at the actual draft.
That's honestly the only one I care. Is Haley in there? Haley Van Witt, whatever her name.
She's the next one up.
She didn't get drafted yet.
She's the next highest person. She didn't get drafted yet though. She's the best. They're saying that she's the best option. Now you got me make me look. Now who the hell did they draft over her? Dominique, you don't know any of these names, bro. Let's be honest.
I don't really think. I really think.
David.
What?
Trust me, you can't make an assumption. You better make a huge assumption. You do not know any of these names.
No, I don't. But I still think that
you're gonna say that they have that she's better. But you had. When was the last time we watched Haley Van Lith play?
I actually watched her with this year in the playoffs.
What you did? How many games did you watch?
Couple games because she was advancing through the rounds.
Nah, bro. I'm convinced she's not as good as we think she is. She's good, but she's not as good as we think.
People. Dominique Malonga. Oh God, Malonga.
Bro, she might be nasty.
Yeah, they said the same thing about freaking what's his name? Frank Ntilikina from France too. Frank Ntilikina might be nasty from New York Knicks, 7th overall pick.
No, wait, this is the chick that they said that they were comparing to Wemby, bro. Trust.
No, I don't care, dude. I really don't care.
They said that she's the woman version of Wemby. She's 6'6". Oh my God.
That's tall for them.
Oh man.
I do like but honestly, their rankings for draft, you know how they have a draft grade at the side when you click on them, their profile. Yeah. Have you ever seen 100 on any player in the NBA or NFL when we do these drafts? You can go on the NFL draft. You can go on the NFL draft prospect list. You see the first overall pick. Never
They're
100.
glazing.
This is the first time I've ever seen 100. Because she's 100 because that's how good she is compared to everyone else. Because she's a baller.
Bro, the top 10 picks, 3 of them are from Europe. Yo, they picked Luka Doncic at 10, bro. You see that?
I thought
Slovenian.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They picked Luka.
Let's see what. Oh,
How you say that, David? How you say that? How you say that, David?
which one?
The number 10 pick.
Australia, Slovakia.
Where'd you get the L? Wait, you said
I
Australia?
make up my own vowel. I make up my own letters.
Hey, I got you. Ready? I got you. Asia
Asha.
Svika.
Asha Svika. I don't know. It doesn't roll off the tongue like Caitlin Clark does, though.
Hey, man, all I know is that Dominique Malonga, I'm about to be tapped in, bro. Watch. Trust. I'm about to be so tapped in. Dominique, you got a last name that says Malonga, yeah? Come on. That's so dope. Look at that. I mean, that's all I can base it off of because I can't see her face.
Here's
You don't
the
have
thing.
a face. Like,
No disrespect to any of these women, but I don't know any of them except for Paige Buchers.
no, you know Haley.
Well, she didn't get drafted yet.
Honestly, I probably could find someone from. There was this. I was watching this one game. Notre Dame was playing, and it was. I was in the barbershop, and they had it on, so I was watching it. And it was just the point guard for that team. She was nice.
Which
Forgot
one?
her name though.
Team?
The point guard for Notre Dame. I'm surprised she's not on this list. Maybe but she was a sophomore, I think. So maybe she's didn't declare.
What the hell? Why does the New York Liberty do not have any picks in the draft? They have no picks in the NBA draft, the WNBA draft. That's crazy.
Let me see if I can find because I remember. Nah, she's wait, is that Olivia Miles? I think she was one of them that was nice, but it's not the one I was looking for. Nah, I forgot her name. Oh, Hannah Hidalgo. She was nice. I don't know. She was cooking. I remember her because she was crossing up there. They beat the team that they was racing by like 50. It was so bad. She was cooking the entire time.
Were they in wheelchairs?
Yo, dude, I mean, shoot, they might as well have been. Like it was so bad, man.
I feel like that's why it's so much easier to bet on women's sports compared to men's sports because you could still have a bad team that can still make it close and cover like a spread or something, or even potentially win a game. But when it comes to women like college hoops, like predicting that bracket, there was one woman who did it this year, and there's never been a man who won or no man or woman who predicted the men's bracket correctly in years.
So
forever.
What you're telling me is that I need to be locked in on women's basketball. That's what you're telling me.
If you know who's the best and you know who the best trends are and who the best players are, you're most likely going to predict every single team correct. If you're really dialed in like that.
All right, you heard it here, chat. Chat, you heard it here. You heard it here. David just gave us the 411. If you watch women's college basketball, you will make $50,000. Simple as that.
Listen, you might make more depending on how much you put down. But honestly, shout out to Paige. I'm happy for her. Fantastic.
Paige was number one.
Paige
I mean, it was undisputed. It was undisputed, wasn't it? Surely. Isn't it weird?
So.
You know, it's weird seeing all these all these girls that you see like have like big hype around them finally get drafted because like Paige has had hype around her since like high school, like and then I mean
she tore ACL, then she tore her other ACL, and then
yeah, like her story is crazy, and then on top of it, I mean. We already know about Caitlin Clark. We know about Angel Reese. We know about I don't know what the girl in LSU is doing. I think her name. I don't know if this is her rapper name or not, but Flow J. I think it's her rapper name.
Her rapper name. That's already your problem.
No, she's a what?
No. This is my thing, right? This is what the athletes need to focus on. If you want to become the best athlete in the world, don't rap.
Her name's Flow J Johnson. That's her real name.
If you want to become the best player in your sport. Don't put your interest in anything else because once you automatically start thinking about something else, it takes away time from what you're actually doing. And that's why you never become the best. You think Caitlin Clark's putting up rap videos, even with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is doing podcasts and all that stuff. Terrible for her career because now she's so focused on the business aspect that she's not going to be playing the game.
But how would you explain that for Jordan and Bron? They both did Space Jam. They both did Space Jam.
Yeah, but that was in the offseason. They're doing podcasts during the season.
Bron's still doing. Bron literally did a podcast with Pat McAfee. What are we talking?
this year because he's done freaking 20 years of freaking hard work and dedication.
I'm sure we could go back and find a moment where like Braun was like probably filming like during the season, or doing something during the season. But
I know.
I'll tell you this much: like it's just crazy seeing all these names, and then mind you, I'm looking at these names, and the last one that's like the biggest name that like is left is Juju.
Yeah,
That I know. I'm not trying to like disrespect that I know, bro. But
I think Juju Watkins is the first pick next year if she declares. I don't know what.
it's like locked. It's like automatic if she is. As long as she comes back and she's not
Jalen
like
said
weird.
no. The girl from LSU is gonna be the first pick. No,
Yeah. See,
I don't think so.
yeah, bro. Shout out Jocelyn though. I see Jocelyn.
Yeah, shout out
Shout out
Jocelyn.
man. What's
Appreciate
good,
you.
Jocelyn?
What's going
Thank you
on?
for popping
Appreciate
out.
you. But
you're just trying to get out of my head, bro. Like, please. Like, this is literally get out of my. You know what? We're both tired. That's what it really is.
all I know is that I'm probably gonna. I'm writing a paper on Alzheimer's and like cognitive function declining. I think I'm gonna have cognitive function declining after the lack of sleep. I'm not writing that paper. I'm probably gonna get cognitive dysfunction. And I can't even say the word.
You need to write the paper
Dysfunction.
on you writing the paper.
I'm like, this is giving me mental health issues.
And then what? Ready? Your teacher gets it. She's like, wait, this is an A, but like now I need to discuss how I teach my
I'm
students.
concerned. I'm like, listen, don't make projects due on Easter. Just saying.
That's wicked. Nah, that's crazy. But let's get back to this. Let's get through this East bracket, man, because it's only gonna get harder. Cavs versus Pacers. Oh, come on. Nah.
Sorry, you do it to me. I got to get it back. Cavs
I
versus
don't do it.
Pacers.
I haven't done it in
You
a
do
minute,
it.
honestly.
You
But
do
now
it.
that you mention it, now watch out.
You
Now
do it.
watch
I
out.
can't even say steak in front of you. That type of genre.
What do you
Without you
mean?
saying pause.
The genre? Oh,
Yeah.
what genre? You like a certain genre?
I have to say it this way now because I
A
feel uncomfortable
genre?
saying the
I
actual.
didn't know. I know. I mean, there's different genres of music, but I don't know about steak. What are you talking about, steak?
Oh, you mean different types?
Types of what?
You know, types of carne. I gotta say it in Portuguese, so you freaking don't say, hey, yo,
What carne
carne.
mean? What does that mean?
Okay, let me say it in Spanish. Carnitas.
It's literally the same thing in Spanish.
I know. It's just
So you just said something. I don't. But like, no, I don't speak Spanish though. So like, I don't know what that means.
Listen, buddy, go back.
Yeah,
Go back.
I'm just saying. Bro's talking about genres and he's talking about food. I don't understand that.
Well, I said types, but anyway, what do you have? Cavs versus Pacers.
Cavs versus Pacers, man.
This is my
I'm gonna
bracket.
catch you before this episode ends. I'm letting you know that right now.
No, you're not.
You
I've been
always do
doing-
something with us.
Nope, I've been keeping my eye out for the last.
Yeah.
couple
Okay,
episodes.
buddy.
I have.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
you can
We'll
rewatch
see about
film.
that. We'll
Watch
see about
film.
that. Let me turn my
Um,
immature mind really quick, and I'll find something. I
Oh,
promise
buddy,
you.
I can't wait to say some stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait. If we're going crazy, I'm ready. My brain's gonna go. But Cavs versus Pacers. They're playing in Cleveland. Dude, Pacers are a really good team. I just think matchup wise, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers can take it. I got the Cleveland Cavs taking it, and if they don't, it's freaking
Womp
GG's in the chat.
womp. They
Yeah.
blow it all up.
Cleveland
blow it
in
all
6. I think this is a tougher matchup for them. They don't sweep them. I think they get them in 6 though.
In 6, you said Cavs in
Yeah.
6, top scorer. This is different because now you don't really have a scorer
Mhm.
on either side. Pick my boy D Mitch. Come on, you know you want to.
No, I'm not gonna.
Come on.
I'm gonna go with.
Don't pick a Pacer.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go with Evan Mobley.
I don't not like it.
Pascal Siakam can't play defense against him.
Just to give a clarification, the Cavs won this series in the regular season 3-1. I think they're gonna.
Oh damn! I gotta go opposite now. No, the Pacers are gonna win. No, we gotta go with the trend.
Nah. We can stay here. We
gotta go with the trend.
I'm going to go. I think they're just gonna do the same thing that they did in the regular season, just with an extra game. Gentlemen sweep 4-1.
Damn, you really have no faith in the Pacers like that. Playoff vibes different. They play great at home.
Nah, I'm not about all that life. The Pacers, as long as no one gets hurt, the Pacers should have lost. They shouldn't have got past them last year. No, did they beat the Bucks last year?
They
First
beat
round?
the
The Cavs or the Bucks? No, they beat the Cavs. I
Knicks
thought.
beat the Cavs.
Oh yeah. No, the Pacers are not beating the Cavs. I'm sorry, not this round.
I will
No,
say
thank
this:
you.
the Detroit Pistons are my pick for underdog. What the Pacers were for mine last year. If that makes sense.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like the Pistons are the underdog that you can really pick.
That's true.
There's really no one else unless you want to be bold and say the Magic are going to beat the Celtics round one. I don't see anything else happening.
Yeah,
But next one, David, Knicks versus Celtics. I got Celtics versus Pistons, but David
I got New York Knicks taking it. Let's move on. No explanation needed. I'm freaking in. I'm in the zone right now. I'm locking it in.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I was, I was gonna come back, right? Like we was gonna have to redact that statement, fix it really quick, and then let's get the real answer.
Here's the problem with the New York Knicks. When you haven't won one game against top 4 teams in the NBA, they're like 0-10 against top 3 teams in the NBA. And that includes the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics as 2 of the teams in the top 4 that they've lost to this season. They're 0-10. Although the last game the Knicks put against Boston, they actually made it close. It went to overtime. But overall, I do think the New York Knicks lose this one. I think they lose it in 5. If I'm being real, I think Boston just way better.
I mean,
And
what a
there's no
fan you
explanation.
are.
They match up so much better, and Kristaps Porzingis seems to go off whenever he's in MSG for some reason. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a real fan if I've ever seen one. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, all I'm saying, I do
Guy's not
facts
betting
over
his own
FanDuel
team?
sometimes.
This
Listen,
guy's not betting on his team. Nuts.
I guess what I do. Ready?
What?
I like giving logical answers because I'm a logical guy. I can't let my head and my fandom get ahead of me because if that's the case, I'll be wrong every single day.
This
gotta
guy,
have facts.
you want to spit facts.
One of the
That's
most important things is I would rather be right.
So when you said Jets and Giants Super Bowl, was that logical facts?
No, that's delusion. But at least I backed it up. Afterwards, I backed it up with the facts like, yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm saying right now, New York Knicks are going to win NBA championship. Delusion. That's my delusion. I got to say it out. Just like how you have to say Lamar Jackson's the best player in the NFL before you say a logical statement.
He's still an MVP.
Eric.
He is.
No, Josh Allen did. But
Yeah,
overall,
but we all know Lamar should have, but Josh Allen won it.
should have, could have, would have, friggin' Lakers in 5. Anyway, I do think, as a fan, I do think the Knicks are a good team. I think they're one of the better teams they have in a while, so I do think they have a good chance. But I think when you look at the Celtics, they're just OP. That's why I would much rather be in the other side, where I would rather versus the Cavs, because I think you can put up a better fight against Cleveland compared to the Boston Celtics.
Now, I'm gonna actually. It's funny you say this because I actually agree with you. Like right on. I believe the Celtics are gonna beat the Knicks 4-1. My question is, who's the top scorer in this series?
Kristaps Porzingis. Not even joking.
Are you for real, bro?
Not even joking.
Come on, bro.
Look at the last game. Look at the last game Kristaps had against the Knicks. There you go. Look at the last game Kristaps Porzingis had. I watched that game because I remember it.
April
Friggin'
8th.
knocking down 35-foot 3-pointers.
Let me see.
He dropped like 35 points in that game.
Let's see if David's checking it. Oh, wait. You dropped 34.
There you go.
Tatum dropped 32. It's going to be Tatum, bro. It's going to be Tatum. Tatum. That I'm going to spoil the next one. I'm sorry, guys. The Celtics are beating the Cavs in the conference finals.
Yeah,
this
I agree.
is where the Cavs stop. I want to look up their season series. I'll do it after. But regardless, I don't even care about that, to be honest. I just want to look it up to have the facts next to me. Realistically, I just don't know how far it goes. That's the real thing. I don't know how far this series goes. I also don't believe that the Celtics are going to beat. If it goes 7, I don't think the Celtics are going back. I think the Celtics have to win it in 6.
They're tied 2-2 in the season series.
In the season series, they're tied 2-2. What's the home and away looking like? Do you have it in front of you? Or no?
It's 1-1.
Oh, so they beat each other.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's even as it gets, man.
And,
So
in 3 out of the 4 games, actually, one game was decided by 3 points. The other game was decided by 4. The other game was decided by 7. The other game was decided by 7. So all in single digits.
It's gonna come down to experience, and the Celtics are the defending champions, and
And
I'm not gonna dispute that.
even though I love Kenny Atkinson, I think Joe Mazzulla is the better, more experienced head coach.
My heart
My
won't allow me
opinion.
to say that because you coach the Nets. So, but no, you're right though. You're so right. He's 100% the most experienced coach. These guys are the defending champions.
Mhm.
They are ready to go back. They want to go back. They need to
Mhm.
go back. The Cavs have no idea what this territory looks like. Why? Because they just choked the past 2-3 years. So
Mhm.
for me, I think let me point this out really quick. I think the first game the Cavs win, the second game the Celtics win. Celtics go back to Boston. They beat them both times in Boston. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that for real.
uh,
I know what I say. They go tip
retract
for that, and then when they go back to the Cavs for Game 5, they beat the Cavs, and then they beat them again in Boston.
I'm gonna go Celtics in 6.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't. This is too close to call, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
But Celtics in 6, and honestly, it could change because we're betting this off of all regular season stuff. People hit different gears in
Exactly.
postseason.
They can do worse. They can do better. It depends on how they get the playoff itis. I like to call it. But
Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Big one, right?
I mean, you gotta look at matchup wise. Donovan Mitchell can't play defense, and Jaylen Brown's most likely gonna be on him.
Kristaps. No,
Honestly, they might have Evan Mobley guarding Jason Tatum, especially on pick and roll.
It's gonna be good. They match up so well.
Give me Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP.
Really?
Yeah, I like the matchup way better.
Give me Jason Tatum or Drew Holiday. I want to
If
do that.
If Jason Tatum wins Finals MVP with his primary guarder being
Evan
the
Mobley.
potential defensive player of the year,
Yeah.
then listen, they're gonna win the finals.
I mean, are you sure? Are you so sure about that though?
What?
That just because nah. Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Evan Mobley's got length. He can block any shot. He plays great perimeter defense. It's gonna be hard to score against him.
Speaking of, man, let's jump into this. Let's jump into this West really quick. This gauntlet of a West really quick because I do want to see if we have time to get into soccer a little bit because I do believe they play this week and that's a
Champions League. They play tomorrow.
Yeah. I will be tuned in. I'll be locked in. Even if I am at work, I will be locked in no matter what. But so David has the Celtics in the finals coming out of the East. Is it going to be an interesting play based off what we have here? There's not really too many crazy series. What would be your based off your bracket? What's the best series or the most entertaining series to watch?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think this is biased to say. I think this is the same thing that happened last year. Any type of game involving the New York Knicks is going to be entertaining to watch, especially when they play at MSG. I think last year you looked at the Knicks in the first round. One of the most entertaining series, or the second round, was them versus the Pacers. And it was primarily because they were both just going back and forth, jab and jab. Overall, I do think it is the Knicks in Detroit. I do think that is the most entertaining one. You got a young team that's hungry, has no expectations, and another team that's just trying to prove why they're considered third in the East.
I'll agree with you on that. I think if you want to watch something with pure, like the best basketball being played, the Celtics versus Cavs is going to be a movie. I think that's honestly the closest matchup that's here, obviously. But if you want to watch like pure entertainment, the Knicks versus the Pistons will be insane. You probably be able to if you stand like 2 blocks away from MSG, you probably be able to hear it still. But either way,
I think the crime in Detroit might be good for the games in Detroit for the first time in God knows how long.
This guy, man, this guy.
Sorry.
But next one I got in the West. We're going over to the West. This is where it gets interesting, David. So lock in, get ready, because we're gonna need these takes, man. Warriors versus Grizzlies in Golden State. I will get you the season matchup, even though it's only one and done. What are we saying?
It's tough because Golden State's one of those teams that has the same record away and home. So it doesn't mean they have an advantage if they play at home. Doesn't mean they have a disadvantage if they play away. And you look at Memphis, they have a better record at home, but not really by much, by a couple of games. If we're really looking at the nitty gritty of it, and you look at it, last game I remember between these two teams was an absolute showdown, and that's when Curry dropped 50+ points. And they beat them by like 5-6 points, I want to say. But it was coming down to the wire with 1 minute left. It was close. One possession game. What?
Beat him by 9.
Beat them by 9. And Curry had 53, I think.
I don't have that in front of me, but I have the games.
Now I kind of want to get that right, Eric, because
I want to find it. I can find it.
I got it. I pulled it up. Curry dropped 52. Damn it. I was so close.
Wow.
Curry dropped 52.
This guy knows ball. He knows ball.
The memory. But they played in Memphis that game, and the Warriors did win it. But my only question is, Curry dropped 52, and they barely made it down the stretch. I know they won by 9, but if you watch the game, it was close up until they started missing shots and they started fouling them, and that's just free points at that point. I do think the Golden State Warriors do win this game. I think Curry has another great game, and if that's the case, I think they get the 7th spot. But I wouldn't be shocked if, because listen, Memphis has a lot of young talent. Desmond Bane can be a scorer. John Morant can be a scorer. Jaren Jackson Jr., great defender. They can ball out. And if they all play great together, they can win that 7th spot.
Hey, man.
Because Golden State is primarily just Steph Curry dominating the scoring margin, because Jimmy Butler hasn't really been putting up any scoring points in the last couple weeks. And Draymond Green's just missing layups.
Hey, man, I respect it. But I'm going Warriors. I'm not betting against Curry in this matchup. You know what's crazy, though? Curry is 0-3 in playing games. That's another stat I found out from my coworker today.
Damn.
Yeah. So, Curry is 0-3 playing games, but he's going to be 1-3 after this game. So,
you know another stat I heard from my coworker?
What?
It was relating to the New York Knicks, but the New York Knicks, when they verse a top 3 team, they've always been on a back-to-back.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a nice excuse, but it's also ridiculous. But it don't matter. You can put them on a 2-week hiatus, and they still come back again BTA. To be honest with you,
I hope. Imagine New York Knicks make it to the NBA Finals. I'll be like this. Yeah. Eric is gonna have a field day. He's gonna have to be so excited too.
Honestly, I told my coworker today, even though it like burned me to say it, I kind of just want to see them like at least win the first round, just so I can see if there's any crazy reactions around around Madison Square Garden. Like when I go into work, like I want to see if it's like
you do like the interviews they show on Instagram.
If they're like going crazy. Yeah, literally though. I want to see people going absolutely berserk before these games. But anywho, with that being said, the next game I have for you is the Kings versus the Mavs in Sacramento. I mean, come on.
The Kings have better matchups, but if Anthony Davis is healthy,
I don't think it matters.
Dallas looks like a good team. I don't really think Sacramento's been playing great, but so hasn't Dallas. I'm going to take Sacramento because they're home. They're both two teams that freaking suck. But no, honestly, Sacramento sucks at home, but so does Dallas suck at away. So it's gonna be a garbage fest.
Let me see the series. Kings.
Is there even a series?
Yeah, they all got to play each other. They're in the West.
Kings won 3-0.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but these are different games without Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but who did they have?
Who?
At the time, the Mavs. Because you could be
the Mavs had Irving, the last game that they played. But I do believe that was the game he got injured.
Man, I'm going Kings. We don't gotta be worried about this. I'm going Kings. What do you say? You saying Kings?
I'm gonna go Kings too.
And then the last spot for the AFC, Grizzlies versus Kings.
Grizzlies.
And not even close?
Hmm.
What?
I think that the Sacramento Kings and Dallas game is garbage fest. And I do think that the Kings aren't good, and I think the Mavs aren't good. I just think the Memphis Grizzlies are a way better team.
Hold on, but the Kings got the season series 2-1.
Hold
on.
The East is totally different. There's no season series.
I just wanted to bring up the season series.
No.
They were both in Sacramento, and the one time that they beat them, they was in. Okay, fine. All right. Grizzlies go through.
There we go.
Now we get into the meat and potatoes.
Let's go. The
First
hardest
round,
part.
Thunder versus Grizzlies.
Dude.
If the Thunder loses, the Thunder and the Cavs are basically the same team. Both extremely good. Both cannot get past the second round.
Honestly, yeah, though. I mean, look at the season series. Thunder has dominated every single one. I do think Thunder is the better team, but it all depends on how they play in the playoffs. We haven't. Shea has been faltering.
Yo, Shea, come on, bro. All right, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you.
Shea has faltered. Shea has faltered in the playoffs, and we know what he can do. Maybe he falters again. We don't know what he can do. We don't know what he's capable of. We haven't seen that switch change like Giannis did. Got switched when he finally won a championship. We haven't seen that yet. Rightfully so, because the playoffs haven't started. But in the experience we had in the past, it's been like that. Overall, I think OKC is the better team, though. They got an all-around better team. I think they win in 6.
In 6, you're generous. You are generous. I'm going gentleman sweep because OKC like to play with their food.
I haven't seen this OKC team with.
I don't think there's anything special about the Grizzlies.
I think the Grizzlies are a good team. I just don't think John Morant should do his celebrations no more.
I think, yo.
Yo, he's the dumbest player. Honestly, he's the dumbest player in the NBA. He has to be the dumbest player in the NBA. Freaking gets caught in gun stuff. He's like, let me change up guns to go to freaking grenades.
Hey, no. You didn't hear the explanation?
Oh, what was it?
He said, I'm taking my words. I'm letting them take my words for what it is, and I'm blocking out the noise. That's why he said.
Okay, that makes sense. But what the hell is he throwing?
So his words.
Oh, his words.
What he's saying. He's allowing them to say whatever they want, and he's blocking out the noise. That's like what he said it was.
Just like he did on IG Live.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly.
It was tough. I thought it was great, but I thought it was great because I'm not gonna lie. Like the grenade, and after you freaking shoot a 3, boom, get that. Like it would have been fire. But like for you to do that, no. Like
you can't do that, buddy. Listen, we take your words, and we take your words because we saw your words on IG Live when you were pulling up that gun. So listen, I don't want to talk about it.
John didn't think this through. He said they could take all my words. Don't worry, we won't take your words anymore. We'll just take your actions. Let's just watch the celebration.
We took your words when you were saying stuff on the Instagram Live, and we saw your actions, bro. Don't even. It's so stupid.
Oh man, he's blocking out, but he's not even gonna hear this because he's blocking out the noise.
Honestly, better off. Jay's in the building. What's going on, Jay? Appreciate you popping out.
Yay!
Got some interesting news.
Like what?
Thoughts on the Milan prosecutors placing 13 players under investigation for illegal online betting? Eric, what was this for? You said you saw this?
No, I'm saying I saw it in the comments, and I was like, what the heck?
Jay, what do you mean Milan? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm going to check Fabrizio. You already know.
I don't know if he's talking about sports or you're talking about actual.
If he's not talking about sports, then I'm not going to know for sure. Hold on.
But Jay, shout out to you. Thanks for popping out. Yankees are winning 4-1 right now. Appreciate that from New York. Let's go. But he said soccer. Oh, interesting.
I don't see anything about that.
Jay, where is this information coming from? Is this false information?
Yo, Fabrizio's a troll, by the way. He posted a picture of Luka Modric holding up a Swansea City jersey. I'm thinking that he's getting transferred over there. Meanwhile, it's just him being a co-owner of the club. Stupid, man. But I'm not sure. Yeah, Jay, you have to send us something on that. I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, true. 3 hours ago.
From who?
Milan prosecutors placed 13 players under investigation last week for illegal online betting, stemming from evidence given by Sandro Tonali.
No, Sandro, no. Wait, are they linking it back from when he used to play for Milan? And it wasn't just him? Fagoli, McKenny.
Fagoli.
Yo.
Honestly, there's a soup called pasta fazool. Fazul, something like that. I don't know how to say it.
McKenny plays for Juventus, though.
Yeah. It says right here, both of them served lengthy bans, ruling them out for most of last season after agreeing on plea bargains that would include therapy for gambling addiction.
Who?
Hmm.
Who,
It
David?
says, it says McKinney among 13 players named in the legal gambling probe.
Oh my
This happened 2 days ago. Damn.
These, these players are so greedy, man. Like,
So Tonali received a 10-month ban last year because of the gambling,
yeah.
or 2023. I'm trying to read this real quick.
Isn't that crazy? Tonali bet money. He got a 10-month ban. Mason Greenwood punched his girlfriend in the face, and he's playing for Marseille. Madness, isn't it? Yeah. Madness.
Listen. They're following the NFL's footsteps.
God, man, like you guys just have it all wrong.
Listen, another one in baseball. You use steroids to illegally in baseball, but listen, you gamble on your team to win. No Hall of Fame for you, Pete Rose. Rest in peace. Crazy.
Yo, man, I don't get it. But David, how much you want to bet Rafael Leao's involved in that?
Definitely not. I don't even think he knows what gambling is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Bro, like these guys make millions of dollars. Why do you need the bet money? Like, why? For what reason?
I don't know,
man, bro. Like, just like big man childs.
Damn, Jay, coming out with the report. Appreciate you.
Shout
Freaking
out Jay,
reporter right
man.
there, Jay.
We
Nice.
need that. We need that. But
damn. We don't need it, but
let me get back to this next series though. Yeah, David?
yeah, go ahead.
We got the Rockets versus the Warriors. 2 versus 7. What are we saying to this? Because I tell you, I got my answer already. I got my answer. What are you thinking? I'm looking up the season series though. I just want to see.
I think it's tied. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Shout out to StatMuse. Usually I'm not able to use this app, but it's been working pretty well. What? This doesn't make any sense. They've versed each other 5 times?
I guess.
That shouldn't be a thing.
Hold up. Jay said Pete Rose had to call up bookies from the corner of the clubhouse on a payphone. These dudes using DraftKings and other apps. Yeah, how far are we advanced?
I'm gonna say this much. If they play each other 5 times, that doesn't make any sense. But the Warriors are winning that series 3-2.
It's close. It's really close. Listen, the Rockets have a decent team. I'm not even going to fall to them. They got second place in the West for a reason. If you get second place in a Western Conference like this, you're playing good ball. I don't want to hear it. Ime Udoka is a good coach. But also Golden State Warriors, Curry, you can't bet against them. They had Jimmy Butler. They looked spectacular in the second half of the season. I think you go back to experience. I do think Warriors win it, but it's in 7. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it can go either way. Warriors in 7.
Say it for me one more time.
I said Warriors in 7.
Just one more time, please.
Not Rockets in 7. After you made me repeat it 15 times. No, you made it repeat it 15 times.
Just one more.
Warriors in 7.
All right, cool. So I just wanted to make sure you guys heard that. I agree with David, but I just want to,
in 7 too?
David, yeah, I agree with you in 7.
Oh.
I just, David, I might not get you in the AO department, but I'm going to get you somehow because you told me I wasn't going to be able to get you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to date it all the way back to when it was All-Star break, and I quote, David was trying to call Curry washed. David was on this podcast. I will not let this slide. Talking about, the Warriors are not really playing that well, and Curry's not playing that well. And I sat there and I was like, yo, it's because he needs a partner. That team is garbage. He can't do it by himself. And you was like, nah, it's not going to make a difference. Now you have the Warriors sitting here in the second round. Elaborate on it. I will
elaborate it because I was going based off of facts. Curry wasn't playing good. He was not averaging a lot of points. His team was not doing good. I never said anything wrong about actual factual stuff at that point. I didn't think the Jimmy Butler trade was going to be that detrimental and so crucial to their Curry dropping 30 points. But at the time, Curry was not playing good, or at least to the expectations we had him. I didn't say anything wrong about that. I said I don't think Curry can be a number 1 option anymore. Never said he's washed. I said he can never be a number one option anymore.
You literally said he was
I-
washed.
Because
What?
I didn't say he was washed. I said he can never be a number one option. I remember this. And listen, overall, you look at the Golden State Warriors. They were playing bad. I was going off of facts, going off of eye tests. Curry was not playing good. He was averaging the least amount of points he's averaged in the last 5 years. So I was going off of facts. Was I wrong about the whole Jimmy Butler thing? 100%. I'll own up to that.
And you was wrong about the
100%.
Curry thing as well.
But I wasn't wrong about the first half of Curry.
All right, you stated the obvious that he was playing bad in the moment.
Yeah.
But you took that.
I thought he was going to continue to play bad because I thought he was just developed it.
But your eye test told you within one season of Curry playing this bad, you was like, it's over. But you did. If you was looking at the eye test, you saw who was around him at the time. You saw the state of that team.
And I also saw a Jimmy Butler that hasn't played in months going to a Golden State Warriors team. I wasn't expecting him to have the same amount of impact. He's also an older guy.
Hey man, all I'm
Listen,
saying
you
is
got
this.
me.
All
If
I'm
they lose the
saying is,
first round, I don't want to hear anything.
huh?
If they lose the first round, I don't want to hear anything.
If it's already proven, it's already fine. It's already
Why?
proven.
You said they were going to make it far.
Because of the fact that they made the playoffs. You didn't even think they were going to make the playoffs.
I said they were going to make the play-in. They made the play-in.
Nah, but you didn't think they were going to make the playoffs.
They made the play-in.
The way you was talking about the Warriors, you literally said word for word, it's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do anything in the playoffs. I said they're still going to make it. They're going to make it as a play-in team.
All right.
I said that. You can go back and watch the tape.
You know what?
I said they're a playing team. You said that they're a top six.
Let's put it
I
on
said they're a
record then.
play-in team. What?
Let's put it on record then. I'm gonna put my take from way back when I said the Warriors are gonna be nice on this series right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right here. And if the Warriors lose, you was right. You was right.
No, it's not about being right or wrong. I could give two craps if I was right or wrong.
No. Because this is my point that I'm trying to prove right here is that I think that Curry take was worse than the Derek Carr take. I really do.
You were saying, but here's the thing. You were saying back in the time, that the Warriors are a team that are going to fight for a championship. You said they're a good team now. Listen, they're going to fight for a championship. So that means you have them going all the way to the Western Conference Final. So it's not just this round.
That's not true because the Thunder are fighting for a championship. The Nuggets are fighting for a championship. The Lakers are fighting for a championship. That's 4 different teams.
So
that's how deep the West is this year. You look at the East. There's literally only 2 teams that you're looking at that are actually real contenders. In the West, I'm not like that reporter on ESPN that we saw that was talking about the only team that has a chance is what was it?
The Thunder.
The Thunder, and everyone else is just there. No, there is 4 in my opinion, there's 4 solid teams. You can even say the Clippers are there, but they got to versus the Nuggets first round. But there's 4 solid teams here. You can even say the Timberwolves if you want to. That's how deep this playoff series or this West goes. So if the Warriors don't make it to the conference finals, that's fine with me. Because I never said the Warriors are going to win it all. I'm just saying don't be shocked if they get that far. I'm saying in the sense, but I'm all the way on this side. You're all the way on that side when that had happened. You said it wasn't going to change. It wasn't going to mean anything. They wasn't going to be contending. If they get through here, they have to be considered contending. They can't. There's no.
Get through here.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to think. Because it would be how many teams left? 4 teams. I still don't consider it contending because even the Knicks can make it to the next round. I don't think the Knicks are contending.
That's because the East is weak.
No, it's because there's better teams. There's better teams that are contending.
That's the Knicks, bro.
If the Knicks make it to the next round and the Warriors make it to the next round, I'm not saying the Knicks are contenders, just like I'm not saying the Warriors are contenders, because there's better teams that are contending.
Look at any of these first round matches right now. Is any of them ending in a sweep? In your opinion?
The West?
In the West.
I guess we'll find out.
Do you think? No. Do you
I'm
think?
I'm not giving away my stuff.
You already did.
Which one? Oh, the Cleveland. Well, everyone knows the Cavs are gonna make it through the Celtics.
That's my point. The West is extremely harder than the East. We all know this. So, like, if the Warriors come in as a 7th seed, beat the 2nd seed Rockets, and they have to go up against either the Lakers or Timberwolves, they're not contending. The Warriors don't. The Warriors. You don't believe in the Warriors having a legitimate chance. You never thought they had a legitimate chance when.
No.
I might have to become a fake Warriors fan. I might have to become a fake Warriors fan.
Here we go.
I might have to become a fake Warriors fan for this because it's not even the fact that I don't think they're gonna win, but I just think it was crazy to just write them off that early on.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I do think I was wrong. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But I did say that they're going to make the playoffs as a play-in team, but I don't think they're contending. So I guess we got to see the first round.
Ah, my gosh. Let's move. What? We're at 1:30. Okay. What's it called? we're gonna keep it pushing. The next one we got Nuggets 4 seed, Clippers 5th seed. Let me look up the season series on this.
Nuggets 4 seed, Clippers 5th seed. Matchup wise, they match up very, very well. The Clippers match up very, very well against this Nuggets team. I don't know, dude. I really don't know. This is one of those things that's like so unpredictable. The Nuggets, it's basically Nikola Jokic show. Realistically, Nikola Jokic is the reason why they were a 4th seed. Jamal Murray hasn't showed up for anything this year. I don't think he's shown up one game. So realistically, he hasn't even done anything. What?
But he's known as one of the biggest playoff risers that we've ever seen.
Yes, 100%. And that's why it's making it tough for the Nuggets. But if you look at matchup-wise with the Clippers and the Nuggets, Kawhi Leonard on Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is probably not even going to make a point. Let's be real. You look at Jamal Murray, friggin' James Harden friggin' can't play defense. So that might be the most matchup they exclude right there. But Zubats, don't make him underrated. You might stop Jokic in the scoring department.
No, he's not.
You might get more rebounds than him. Overall, I do think, I don't know, the Nuggets lost their head coach, and I know they won their last couple of games, and it's basically showing that there's no sign of faltering, but they also verse teams that are freaking butt cheeks. I really can't grade it off of that. I do think, I don't have no faith in the Clippers either. Give me the Nuggets. Oh, this is so tough. I have no faith in the Clippers. Nuggets in 7. I do think it's going to be close, though. I don't think, listen, Jamal Murray shows up a lot, but usually he shows up with like the last month of regular season to prove something before he gets into the playoffs. This year, I haven't even seen him. I don't even know if he's on the starting lineup, I'm going to be honest with you. And plus, they got Russell Westbrook. They got no bench. Chris Brown, the only one on their bench team that I understand.
I think you can't go wrong with this.
You can or you can't?
You can't. I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go wrong. Well, I don't think you can go wrong with this. Like, I think if you pick the Clippers, sure. If you pick the Nuggets, sure. I'm gonna go Nuggets in 6. I can't really tell you. They split the season series. I can't really tell you why I picked the Nuggets other than the fact that I just think Jokic is the best player in the world. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you all. Like, these teams, it both goes hand in hand because like if Jamal shows up, it's a whole different Nuggets team. Like, he does elevate it.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, Jokic can still probably beat them without Jamal anyways. But it just plays into the Clippers even more. If Kawhi shows up, what if we get a crazy playoff Kawhi? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's really a lot of question marks with this one. But I will say the biggest mistake that the Nuggets made is getting rid of Bruce Brown after they won the championship with them. I'm sorry. I know he's not really that big of a player, but I think it's a big mistake because he was such a big role player in that team.
I actually think that probably was the leading factor on why their GM got fired, to be honest with you. I think that's a huge – Bruce Brown played such a huge factor.
Huge factor.
Yeah. Including KCP.
For
But
sure.
This next one, I'm excited to hear because it's gonna sting me a little bit, but I think you're valid in what you're gonna say. But Lakers 3 seed versus the 6 seed Timberwolves. This one sucks. This one freaking sucks.
I got something for 6 seeds this year because you look at the Pistons, I think they're an underdog team. You look at the Minnesota Timberwolves at 6, I think they are an underrated team. I think they can go really far. But the thing is, they versed the Lakers first round. I even had on this podcast, I was really hoping for this matchup because I knew that I was going to come out right with this one. But if OKC versus Timberwolves in the first round, I was very confident the Timberwolves can get that W. I was so confident the Timberwolves can get that W because they're playing exceptional. They're playing so well. And matchup-wise, they match up so well to that team compared to any other team. But unfortunately, we don't get to see that matchup because I was really hoping for the Thunder to get eliminated first round, and I think then Timberwolves would have. What?
That you saying I was really hoping the Thunder was gonna get eliminated first round.
Because I think the Timberwolves are that team that can really throw them off. Because in the season series, I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves are leading them, or if not tied. So they put up the best matchup wise. Lakers and Timberwolves, dude, this is a tough matchup, my guy. I don't even know. I'm going off the fact that hopefully the same playoff Luka will go off, but this is his first time with the Lakers. I don't know how that's going to be handled, but we said the same thing about them when Luka got there in the first place. We don't know how they're going to mesh, but they figured it out, and they're playing really great. It's just hard for me saying the Lakers can't advance. Even with the guy, like, I'm being real though, like, even with the guy like Luka, he's a playoff performer. He shows up when it matters most. It's hard for me to sit here to be like, hey, I don't think Luka's going to advance, even though I've seen what he's done by himself against teams, going to a Western Conference final, losing to the Golden State Warriors in 2021, 2022. Like, I've seen this stuff with him by himself, and the fact that he has more help now, it's hard for me not to overlook it. I think the Lakers take it, but it's going to be a hell of a thing. I think in 7, dude. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's gonna be a really good matchup.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a series to watch.
I think that's gonna be the best series out of all of them
For
that we've
sure.
seen so far. I think that one's gonna be the best one. Even the conference finals, like I think it will outdo the conference finals. I think this series is, and I have my own reasons. I'm gonna say it, but really quick, shout out to Padone. Padone was like, "What are these bots on?"
Bro, what are these bots? Same message every time. Facts. Freaking bots. Beep 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 beep.
I could sit here and make claims for both teams, and my heart wants to say Timberwolves. My logic says Lakers, right? And I want to say this before you made, like, when you said like your full who do you think is gonna go through and everything like that. Further, when it comes to the Lakers, I mean, it's just logical. Luka went to the conference finals last year with damn near nothing. And I don't want to say nothing because Kyrie was on that team, and the center, oh my gosh, Derek Lively was playing very well. Like, they put it all together, but in reality, no one saw that team going that far, and they did because Luka turned it up another notch. Luka now is in a similar situation. However, they don't really have that better center. I think Derek Lively's better than Jackson Hayes, but he has LeBron. And LeBron's gonna be locked in, and Austin Reeves is playing at an all-time high. Now, I do believe, based off that fact, this Lakers team is better than that Mavs team. I would want to say, even though Kyrie was also playing really well as well, PJ Washington was also playing well. It's close. It's close, honestly. But I think Luka also has a chip on his shoulder. See, we can factor in all the facts of basketball as much as we want, but I think the other factors outside of basketball and how these players are and their track records also play a big part in it. Luka is on a revenge tour. Luka is on a revenge tour to prove that he is the most valuable player in this league, and he shouldn't have been traded the way he was. Right? That could play a part in this series. He could go even crazier than we've ever seen him go. Right? Now the con for the Lakers is that this is Luka's first year in the Lakers. This is JJ's first year as a coach in the playoffs. So this is already, even though they have experience, they don't have experience, which is weird. It's like they kind of have both because they have juggernauts to drag them through, but the guy at the head of the table, well, not the head of the table, the guy that calls the shots, or so you would think, doesn't have any experience at all in this position. So it's like you can kind of play onto it. Now, I go over to the Timberwolves. The only thing that has me sticking with the Timberwolves, and strictly the only thing, granted they've been playing well as a whole, is Anthony Edwards' progression. I've talked about this several times on the podcast, several times, and I am buying into this story. That's why it hurts for me to think the Lakers or realistically not want to pick the Timberwolves, because I want to see this little story keep continuing to happen. It's cool to watch. Anthony Edwards, if you follow his career, like I've said numerous times, has gotten better every single year, not based off a basketball player, because we already know that, but in the basis of success. every single year he went from the first year didn't make playoffs. Second year, I want to say either make the play-in or made the playoffs and got booted first round, or it was the play-in, lost, and then went to playoffs, and then regardless of the situation, he advanced even further. He made it into something, right? The next year after that, gets into the playoffs, then he gets past the first round, loses second round. The year after that, gets into the playoffs, makes it all the way to the conference finals, which was last year, and lost again. This year, based off the trajectory that he is on right now, and he always turns up, maybe not as much as Luka, but Anthony Edwards has hit a different level every single playoff series that we've seen him in. If he does the same thing, the track record shows that he's going to the finals this year. It shows it, and which would be super historic for him. He's already having a great season on his own. Granted, he started off a little shaky, I would say. It's a little bit, and I would say that's based off the fact that he's around new teammates and the loss of Cat, how big he was to the team, and having Julius Randle having to work with him. But and also, like, in that same breath, Ant has the most three-pointers made in the league this year. That's insane because if we go back 2 years from now, and we was talking about how Ant didn't really have that crazy of a jumper. Now he's a really good three-point shooter. So what do we really have to say based on both sides of the ball? It's too close. It's way too close. And it's going to be two superstars showcasing how good they are on the biggest stage.
Mm-hmm.
With all that being said, Lakers in 5. No, I'm playing. With that being said, I now pass it back to you. Give us your ultimatum, man.
Lakers win.
What's the series though? That's the I understand. I think we're both on the same page with Lakers winning, but
Lakers in
I don't
7.
know. In 7?
Yeah, I think when you look at the season series, they're tied 2-2, but both of their wins are both coming home. So it's gonna be really hard to win away in both of their standpoints. I do think you mentioned Anthony Edwards' story this year. It sounds great and it sounds really good for the titles, but unfortunately, the media don't like that stud story because they got LeBron James on the other end that they're trying to play up. Unfortunately, I do like that story though. But also, you got to remember another story. Anthony Edwards last year beat the Phoenix Suns in the first round. He beat the Denver Nuggets, who we thought were going to go back and win the NBA Finals again because they were that good of a team. Beat them in 7. And then Luka Doncic, pretty much by himself, beat him in 5 with that team.
You're right.
So overall, we got to look at it. I think Luka's got a better team. I do think that Dallas Mavericks, I'm still reminiscing. Nico Harrison, you suck. I still think that the Los Angeles Lakers will get it through 7, though, because I think this is going to be a freaking tough matchup.
I hate to say that. I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to be rooting for the Timberwolves. I think I am.
I think I got to root for the Lakers.
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to see Luka freaking rub it into everyone's face that he wins a championship with the Lakers. Even though I don't like LeBron like that, I want to see Luka win a chip.
I like, and I respect that too. Like, I also, as much as I want to root for the Timberwolves, I want to see Luka take names because I don't think there's anyone in the league right now that's better than at him. That's better than him at doing that, at coming into games and taking the game by the throat and literally saying, I'm the best player in the world. There's not one person that's proven to me in this league that can do that like Luka can.
Dude, the toughest quote ever is when they were versing the Suns and he goes into the locker room. They're down 2-0 and they got to go back to Dallas. He's like, everyone's tough when they're up. And this is the coldest line I ever heard in my lifetime, an NBA player do, and back it up. And that last game in Game 7 when he was in Phoenix, freaking blowing them out by halftime. Insane.
Destroyed them.
I know this is probably a stretch, but in terms of competitiveness, it's kind of like MJ's-ness, like MJ type of vibe, where it's like, listen, I got a narrative in my head, and I'm going to prove it. And I'm going to go out there and make sure you guys cry about it. That's why I feel like it's the same type of vibe.
But listen, man, with that being said, let's move on to the second round. First one I got, Thunder versus Nuggets. This is for you, by the way, Thunder versus Nuggets.
Yeah, Thunder versus Nuggets.
This sucks. This
sucks. But I don't really have faith in the Nugget and then in the Thunder. I'm sorry.
I know you don't.
This is a matchup of MVP. And I think Shea's going to win MVP because that's what the narrative's doing. Unfortunately, I really disagree with it 100%. But this is the game where MVP is really going to be shown. And I don't think Shea is going to be up for it. Jokic has been in this position. I honestly think that they're playing for Mike Malone because they're upset about how they got fired. So if they have momentum in the first round, I do think the Nuggets win this one. And if we honestly, like, we look at matchup wise, it's very similar. I mean, you look at the Thunder just have a better team all around. But like, you look at this Nuggets team, Jokic, and Chet. You'd be like, Chet's going to be guarding Jokic. No one's guarding Jokic. I'm sorry. Even if Chet is blocking him, Jokic doesn't even have to score, and he can still make his team beneficial. So overall, I do think the Nuggets win it. I think they win it in Nuggets in 7.
Nuggets in 7.
I like
Fair enough.
it. And I think this is all because I think if Shea wins MVP, Nuggets in 7. If Jokic wins MVP, Thunder in 7. I think it's gonna be a
Nuggets in 7. So Nuggets in 7.
Oh yeah, because I think it's a big game. I think Jokic low key doesn't care about MVP, but he's obviously gonna be like, "Listen, I'm the best player." I think he's gonna want to prove it.
This is gonna sound crazy, but they tied the season series 2-2. They beat Denver in their own house, and they also lost to Denver when Denver came to OKC. So it's even all the way around. I'm gonna go Thunder in 6. I am. I don't think the Nuggets are good enough. I know Jokic is amazing, but we've seen Jokic drop 40-point triple-double bombs and lose to bad teams. And it's like it's gonna be they need more.
You're
it's
right,
not
Jamal
Jokic
Murray.
that's what it really is. That's what it really is. It's gonna come down to Jamal Murray and the entire team. It's like it doesn't. If I'm watching Jokic drop 40-point triple doubles and lose to teams that are not even half as good as the Thunder, then what does it matter? It's not going to matter in this series. He's going to salvage them for 2-3 games at most, but it's not going to do anything for them. The Thunder are a better basketball team. It's going to take more. It's going to take something more than just Jokic already putting on a fantastic performance. It's going to take more than that, man. I got the Thunder.
I can't fault you. But Jay said, real quick, any man paying all 18 years of child support in one lump sum is a dog on the court. Anthony Edwards is going to lead the league in baby mama drama and points per game in the playoffs. Facts.
Dude, Anthony Edwards is crazy, man. I'm going to be locked in on that series. I'm not going to lie. We have to be locked in on that series because that's 2 monsters, bro.
You know what's funny? Imagine we see the Lakers win 4-0. I'll be like, you wasted my time. Thank you so much.
Hey, yo, if they win 4, I'd be so. At that point, I just cry because I'm like, Luka is just gonna terrorize this league for years to come.
Here's the thing: if they win 4-0, I'm never thinking so seriously about a matchup ever again in my life. I'm gonna be like this. Well, I gotta see the first game first to make a decision. That's gonna be my thing. All that you're gonna be like, let's predict this game. I'm like, nope, I gotta see a first game and then I'll make a decision.
He said, up.
Matt said Lakers in 5 versus the Bulls.
Yeah, on crack.
He thinks LeBron versus MJ.
Next one, you guys, Lakers versus Warriors, 3 versus 7. Believe it or not,
great game.
I think this is. I honestly think this is easier for them.
Yeah, I think the Lakers win.
How much though? I say Lakers in 5. I'm not even trying to be like funny. I'm not even trying to be funny, but like,
hey, I got Lakers in 6. I'll give Warriors their 2 home wins.
Like I'm disrespecting Curry right now, but dude, I really think Luka is
I hope so.
That guy. Like, you know what I mean? There's certain dudes that you just don't bet against. I used to not want to bet against Curry after that one championship. I didn't want to really bet against Bron. But like Luka gives me.
Yeah, it's Luka and Bron on the same team.
Like it's just not fair. But
I also think the NBA has some type of influence on this, and they want a Lakers versus, Celtics thingy, but
Yeah, but this next matchup that you have is Nuggets versus Lakers. You got Nuggets versus Lakers. I got Thunder versus Lakers, but I don't think it matters for me. And I hate the fact that I'm coming to this conclusion right now, but I am. But what are you saying?
I got Lakers.
In what though?
Lakers in 6. I'm going 6. I like the 6.
Man, the series between they're tied as well. See, like, what is this?
The
Oh
only-
my
the only
gosh.
The only reason why I think Luka can make it far because we've seen him go into the NBA Finals with a lesser team, and we saw how tired he was.
Was it a
when-
lesser team though?
What?
Was it a lesser team?
The Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Overall, I think so. I think the Lakers will have better defense. Vanderbilt, they got Austin Reeves who can pop off in scoring
It was
as
a
well.
lesser team.
Yeah,
was,
I think
right.
you look at Dallas Mavericks. Luka went to the finals with a Dallas Mavericks team that's lesser talent than this Lakers team, and overall, the reason why they didn't win is because how tired, and there's no other option for Luka. Now you look at an option where he can go, LeBron, can you take over for a couple minutes while I sit on the bench? Austin Reeves, can you drop 30? Thank you. Like it's realistic.
This is Austin Reeves' first playoff.
No, it's not.
Not first. Sorry. Wait, was he on? No, he wasn't on that bubble team that won. Was he?
I don't know now.
No, he wasn't.
Hold up. Let me look it up.
Was Reeves on that bubble team?
Eric,
Watch
talk
the
about your matchup. I'm going Lakers at 6.
I got the Lakers, and I'll go 6 as well. But I got the Lakers. No, Lakers in 7. Lakers in 7.
All right, let's see. I got Austin Reeves pulled up. Austin Reeves.
Does he have an NBA championship?
No, he does not have an NBA championship, but he's been to the playoffs before. He versed Denver in the Western Conference Finals,
Okay, so he's been.
and that's when they got 4-0'd.
Oh no, bro. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be so pissed if Luka walks in halfway through a season and wins a chip with the Lakers. It's over. It's over. You know what? At this point, put Wemby on the Nets.
Yeah,
Put
put Luka
Wemby
on the Nets. Can we put Luka on the Nets, please?
No. If he wins this year, you think he's ever leaving the Lakers
No,
ever
it's
again? They're never letting him
hypothetical.
walk.
Listen, we're playing hypothetical world. Can I just have the Luka on the Nets, please? Please.
In a hypothetical world, the reason I
Ah.
put Wemby on the Nets is because put Wemby in the East. So at least we can see Luka versus Wemby every single year. That's it.
No, Eric, let me have my way, please.
No,
Put Luka on the Nets.
bro. Luka.
Fine. He's going to the
All right,
Knicks.
you want Luka in the
No,
Nets?
no, he's going to the Knicks now.
No. You want Luka?
You
You
want-
want Luka in the Nets or Knicks? I'll
Yeah.
give you both. Look, I'll draw a deal with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luka Nets or Knicks? Yeah. Under
Yeah.
one condition:
Uh,
Anthony Edwards wins the championship this year.
absolutely not.
There you go. If Luka wins this year, you could bet your freaking dollar that this guy is going to be a Laker for life. He's never leaving. Because you know why? That organization has freaking 17 banners, and they're not letting him go, unlike some dumb fool that doesn't know how to trade.
Eric, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not fully on board with that one yet, but after seeing what the Mavericks did, I'm not fully on board on that
Dude,
trade.
The Mavericks, Nico Harrison is expunged for life from ever trying to become a GM ever again. He can't do it. He cannot do it. His whole resume done, finished.
Jason, in a hypothetical world, Nico would follow Luka dressed as Pennywise, holding a red balloon and a Dirk jersey.
Dude,
I think it's the other way around. I think Luka's haunting him.
Dude.
Bro,
I
what are
feel
we
bad for Mavs
doing?
fans. If they watch Luka win, I feel bad for Mavs fans.
I think the craziest thing is how do you have the audacity to raise season ticket prices after you trade him?
because he's Nico Harrison.
It's like your team got worse. It's like the Nets charged more money after they got rid of KD, James and Kyrie Irving.
You understand this podcast would never heard the end of it, right?
It just doesn't make any sense, dude.
Hey man, listen. With that being said, let's quickly go over this because we're almost hitting the 2-hour mark. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
David.
I got homework to do.
I also do want if you know what happens when we go over the 2-hour mark, right?
We get crazy.
No. The I'm gonna text it to you.
What happened?
That's why I do it if I could find your freaking. Hold on.
Guys, watch out. I don't know what he's gonna say.
No, I'm not gonna say anything crazy.
You text it?
Yeah, I texted it. That's what
Uh,
I'm saying. We don't. It's not there anymore if we go over it.
True.
But let's go over let's go over these matchups really quick. Yeah.
Wait, we didn't do the NBA Finals.
Oh, the big freaking kahuna! Oh
The big thing. Jeez.
Oh my God, Lakers versus Celtics in the NBA Finals.
I think this is what the media wants. I think this is what they'll get because refs love how to dictate whether a team wins or loses. It's gonna be tough, dude. I'm gonna go with my heart with this one. I think Lakers win it. Celtics won it last year. I think Lakers win it, and Luka Doncic wins Finals MVP. Lakers in 7. It's gonna be down to the wire game.
I say Celtics go back to back.
Sure.
I can't have Luka winning his first year. That's not fair.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, listen, Luka's my favorite player. He's already at the point. Let's let him get a dub.
I think Jason Tatum gets that ring, and bold like hot take from now as Jason Tatum's last ring of his career. They don't go back. Like he just never gets. He might go back, but he doesn't win another one.
Now he's got to win some MVPs in order to be considered.
Exactly. Then we start to see a different level with Jason Tatum because it's gonna take a lot more. But listen, man, there is our predictions. We both ended up with Lakers versus Celtics.
It's not even like MVPs matter anymore.
Watch tomorrow. We watch tomorrow, and like the freak, everything goes the opposite.
Imagine the Hawks win first game.
we get a Hawks versus freaking versus Rockets final. Ew. Oh. yo, that is so gross.
Dude, we get a Kings versus Hawks final.
Yo.
That's the least. Honestly, that might be worse than a WNBA game.
Zach LaVine shot chucking, yes sir. Yes,
oh my God.
But listen,
dude,
man.
Champions League. We got Champions League ball going on tomorrow. We got 2 games going on tomorrow. I honestly think these games tomorrow are very easy to predict.
Yeah,
and I already know it's going to advance. But regardless, we'll get through them. PSG is versus Aston Villa. They are playing in Villa Park, but they are down 3-1. Be honest with you, I do think the PSG does advance. They're up 2+ goals. It's hard to really come back after that. I don't think Aston Villa has the star power to really do it. But I'm going to go PSG advances.
Yeah, I got PSG too. It's not happening for Villa this year. I'm sorry. They fall hard though. They fall hard. It'll be a good game. It'll be respectable.
Yeah. Jay said Knicks versus Timberwolves final would be kind of funny. Would guarantee about 5 fights. Facts. Let's do that. Knicks versus Timberwolves final. Let's do it.
I don't want to see that.
Let's do it.
I don't want to see that.
I do.
No.
New York Knicks in the NBA finals for the first time in a long time.
In your lifetime.
In my lifetime, yeah. It's true. Any second game tomorrow at 3:00. We got Barcelona going up against Dortmund. Barcelona's up 4-0. They're playing in Dortmund. Doesn't matter. Barcelona's winning this one. They're going to the next round. I don't think no explanation.
Barca, Visca Barca. Let's go, man. Come on. What are we talking about? The meat and potatoes is tomorrow. Honestly, it's not even the meat and potatoes.
You mean Wednesday?
Yeah. Sorry.
Wednesday we have Bayern Munich going up against Inter. They're playing in Inter. I think, like we said, Inter won away. I think they're going to close it out at home. I got Inter taking it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bayern don't have the fire. If Bayern win, that'd be a crazy upset, though. I think it'd be a crazy upset because I don't think anyone's really expecting Bayern to go into that game and beat them. I could see it. If they do, I could see going pens. That's about it.
Yeah, and Inter all season in this Serie A has only lost 1 time at home. So it's hard to.
Let's
see in the Champions League. Let's see that one. In the Champions League, they're undefeated at home. All right.
Yeah, don't worry. They'll verse Barca next round and get bopped. Don't worry.
And then Bayern is, they're 20. They've lost 3 games away. Yeah, no, thank you.
The next one, David.
The next one is going to be an interesting one. Everyone's expecting this Real Madrid comeback from 3 goals. I ain't seeing it. This ain't the same Real Madrid team with Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Benzema. This ain't this team. This ain't a team that was 2 years ago. Like, this is a different team. I know they have some of the similar players, but it's different teams, different type of build up. They got freaking Carlo Ancelotti hitting a vape. That's how nervous he's making them. The nervous are making them. But overall, I got the freaking Arsenal winning it. I do think Real Madrid win this game, and they can probably, honestly, Real Madrid could probably have that maybe comeback. They're going to put 2 goals up, and then Arsenal is going to play 11 in the back. They're going to put the coach back there too. They're going to play 15 in the back, some fans, and they're going to try to hold off Real Madrid. I got Arsenal winning though. Advancing, sorry.
I got Arsenal too. As much I don't want to see Real Madrid come back because they're gonna try to like pin it like, oh, it's better than La Remontada, like, oh, it's better than the PSG Barca. Like, stop it, bro. They're not doing this. There's only been 4 teams ever to come back from 4-0 down, or plus 3 goals down, in the second leg, and one of them being Barca, 2 of them being against Barca, and then the other one I forgot what the other one was. Real Madrid. Was it Madrid?
I think so.
Against who though? Was it Atletico? No. Atletico didn't bop them ever like that.
Atletico was up in the first leg. I think they were up 2-0 though. I don't think it was 3. I think they were up 2-0 because Ronaldo scored a hat trick and they won 3-2.
The only ones that I have freshly in my mind is Barca beating PSG, Barca losing to Liverpool, and Barca losing to AS Roma. The Roma one was the most embarrassing one, in my opinion. Liverpool one, at least it's Liverpool. The Roma, bro, what the heck?
But real quick, I'm gonna show you the odds for tomorrow, just to see if the the odd makers try to write stories for you, right?
Yep, here we go.
They do favorites. So these are just to qualify for the next round. They have PSG advancing. They're minus 2,200, so it's a pretty much guaranteed lock. They got Aston Villa at plus 980.
Crazy.
They have Barcelona and Dortmund game. They have Barcelona as minus 100,000. That is freaking crazy odds. You click that
100,000.
Yeah, you win 1 cent.
Wait, are you for real? Like literally 100,000. Oh my gosh!
They are a absolute domination favorite. Mega favorite.
What happens if you put $5 down on Dortmund?
You win like, hold up, $5. You win $250. Yeah.
The payout is nuts.
So yeah, Barcelona. The storyline's telling you that Barca is going to advance next round. No shocker. They have in the Arsenal game. They have Arsenal minus 800, and they have Real Madrid plus 520. So they still have Real Madrid not really making that comeback. And then for the Inter Bayern game, they have Inter as heavy favorites, minus 310, and Bayern's plus 240. So only 1 goal separates them. So storylines are trying to tell us that they have PSG going next round, Barca, Arsenal, and Inter. So
if it was me, chat, I'm betting on I throw $1 or $2 on Real Madrid winning. I would. I think there's a really strong possibility. Everyone's thinking it too. But you don't know. We don't know.
I don't think so.
I'd love to see. No, I wouldn't. I want to see Real Madrid crumble. I ain't gonna lie. Never
you
mind.
would.
I tell you what though, I am a fan at the end of the day. And if I saw a World Cup Mbappe, bro, I'd take that any day of the week.
I mean, he tried doing that in the last game, but he mistaking the guy's leg as a soccer ball. So
yo, did you see that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yo,
it's crazy.
My brother should be suspended for 5 games. He's trying to break his leg.
I don't know what hell he was looking at.
He wasn't. He did that on purpose. That's something that you don't mess up. You know, as a footy player, you don't do that, bro. What?
Eric, he forgot. Eric, you thought he was the
yo.
He needs glasses. That's his excuse.
You better hit me so hard that I don't get back up. Like,
well, soccer players flop, so I don't think they're getting up either hand either. If you touch them on the back or
David, I know for a fact if someone kicks you like that, you are not just sitting down. Like, you're not just staying on the ground, buddy. There's no way. You're
definitely not.
It better be hard enough to the point where you're too much in pain to like be thinking about getting back up. Because if you get back up, nah.
Yeah, but I'm also not flopping over the slightest touch on my freaking shoulder.
That's true.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that wasn't no slight touch. That man tried to break his freaking ankle. That was bad. He should be. I
Yeah.
think that should be looked into more. I generally believe that at least should be 2 games. That was absurd. Absurd.
They got a red card too in that game too for
did.
the tackle he did on Vinny. I'm talking about the other team,
Oh yeah.
but that wasn't nearly as bad as the other one.
Dude, we've seen bad tackles before. Don't get me wrong, and like they definitely deserve red cards. That was deliberate. Like I don't care what anyone else says.
You know what he
Like,
did?
that-
He looked
Yeah.
up Sergio Ramos tackles and he searched up Pepe tackles from when they played at Real Madrid, and that's what he started.
and
he
he's still
started
pulling up,
looking-
y'all.
yeah, he's like, if I can't score, I might as well play some defense. Jay said, "Nah, the 1994 finals. My dad let me stay up, eat snacks, drink root beer as John Starks threw up his last brick. My dad turned to that Budweiser in his hand. In quotation, son. Now you know the disappointment. Take a sip." He said, and go get some sleep. You have school tomorrow. Yeah, that's crazy. That's funny, dude. You already knew the Knicks were gonna lose. Damn.
Hey man, Knicks are gonna nick.
Listen, we'll see what happens. All I'm saying is that I'm kind of excited for the NBA playoffs, but I'm also not, because I'm not really focused on watching sports at the moment. But
Over or
hopefully-
under how over or under how many times has David complained about Shea getting calls in this playoffs? Oh, over or under 5 times.
I think if you include yourself in there, I think we're going to go up to 8 in that total.
No, but no. If I'm going straight off you, I'm taking the over.
I'm
I
taking
think
the
it's
over
gonna be a
too.
crazy call this playoff game. This playoff.
Honestly, no. I think the refs are going to play harder, more physical basketball, because usually how playoffs work.
yeah,
Unless they love the favoritive narrative.
yeah.
What?
I'm telling you, if you watch one game and you see, dude, the way David raged out when they was with the Lakers, and he
That
was
was
like,
true,
"This is
though. You saw-
ridiculous."
That's not ridiculous though. That was freaking. Oh, you can't even breathe in the same corner, and they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, dude, I don't know what's worse. I really don't know what's worse. I think basketball in terms of their flops, or soccer with their flops. I honestly think basketball is trying to overtake soccer for the flopping, and honestly, they're almost there. Friggin' play the game. Oh God, so frustrating. I sound like an old head, but play the game.
Hey man, but that's all we have for you guys today. Honestly, the next week is gonna be just footy and ball, and then if we get into a little bit of baseball, if we have time, to be honest with you.
Eric,
I'd
and the
say-
week after. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun,
Oh
da-da-dun,
my gosh, it's right around the corner.
dun, 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 and like April 20 something.
Ba-da-bum, 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 bum, bum.
With the third overall pick, the Giants posted something on their Instagram saying, if you guys had to choose with the third overall pick, would you pick Shador or Carter? And they said, drop your case down below in the comments. Someone commented, it says, I low-key feel like you guys are asking for advice.
They definitely are, bro.
Yeah.
They definitely are. Oh my
facts.
gosh, man. I think
Travis Hunter.
I heard that Shador's stock is going down.
Because they're realizing that he's nowhere near top 5 quarterback. Top 5 pick.
David, he's gonna play for the Giants.
You know what I also heard?
What?
That they're retiring Shador, Sanders, and Travis Hunter's jerseys at Colorado. And I'm thinking in my head, when's the last time we retired somebody without winning something?
Have Colorado have any picks from their from their school? Ever?
Ever? No. I mean,
So
probably they have, but not that I know of. Not in the first round.
Was it? It's Colorado State, yeah? No, am I bugging?
No, it's Colorado.
Just Colorado. Draft picks from Colorado. NFL draft picks from Colorado. Let's see. Colorado Buffaloes draft history. Oh no. Nope. I lied. They had one in 2021. Will Sherman. Yeah, this is all. I don't know why I don't know why that's happening. They're just glazing.
They really are low key. Like, you got to win a national championship, or at least make a college playoffs to be considered like that. You can't just have a 500 record, and
Hey man, he's Deion's son.
that's all it is on the end of the day.
Hey man.
But Jay said Hunter and then Milrow in the second. Come on now. Talking about the Giants.
No, I want them to pick Shador.
And I wish it would take Jackson Dart in the second, but we'll see what happens. He said, I wish NIL was around when I played college because be like the kid from Tennessee, hold out in college for more money. Yeah, facts. You hear about that college quarterback in Tennessee?
No,
He pretty much was holding out because he wasn't getting an NIL deal, and Tennessee pretty much dropped him because he was going to be the starting quarterback for them. But they said, nah, you're not coming to practice. You're not showing training camps. You're holding out. So they said, nah, you're no longer the quarterback for our team. I'm like, you know what? He's so money driven. Just play your game.
Yeah. Also, like, isn't that crazy how you're holding out when you're in college? Like, bro, you're not even in the NFL yet.
He's preparing for when he has to do it.
Exactly. Like, it's a privilege for you to play in this. Come on, bro.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
These kids are spoiled, Eric. What are we gonna do? We gotta change the generation.
Meanwhile, he probably getting paid regardless. He just wanted more money, probably. Nuts.
Eric, you know how Duke Gomez always says, we gotta bring back some bullying.
Duke Gomez, Duke Gomez is crazy. That man is crazy.
Bring back bullying.
I'm like, yo, this guy is nuts.
Damn, bro.
He avidly just trashes on our gen. Like,
it's
literally,
funny.
that's his whole. That's literally his whole Instagram. It's just him trashing on him included, by the way, our entire generation.
It's funny though, dude. I gotta tell you that.
David, he's talking about you, bro.
Is he?
In those videos, he's talking about you.
But,
is, bro. All the ones that you're thinking of in your head right now, yeah, exactly what I'm thinking of.
Damn, not those people. Freaking aliens. Speaking of aliens, they're coming down on Earth.
No, they're not. Yeah, you're gonna see me in stone like this. Look, no, if you try to dive with the alien, I'll be like, oh man. But I'm all good, David.
I'm done, dude. I gotta go do homework. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
projects. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, and we missed y'all in the comments on last Wednesday. I'm glad you guys are coming back. But without further ado, guys, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Share the show to everyone that you know. Round of applause for y'all. You guys are the best. Thank you for listening to today's episode, and we will be back on Wednesday. Jay said, why would they want to come to Earth unless they want a new sitcom? Honestly, they probably just use us for entertainment purposes.
Hey, man.
Definitely. Listen, as long as D&E Takeover is the starting actors.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, I guarantee you will make them laugh. They probably laughing at us right now. Word.
For sure. But anyway, I'd rather get laughed at and get paid for it. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway.
Well, would you act like Speed and to get paid?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't act like that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't hold up and act like that. See, like the thing like about me is like I'm a very like real person, or at least I try to be. And like you tell me to hold up and act, I can't be fake in front of people. It's like, oh, David, there's this person that's really important. Go say hi to him. Hey, how you doing? What do you want me to say? I'm not gonna if I'm not no interest in talking to him. Why do you expect me to have a conversation? I'm not gonna do it.
Also, the internet's forever, bro. Like,
yeah.
I want to have kids one day, and I don't want my kids to be like looking at me and be like, "Why would you like
Dad? Why are you wearing a white T-shirt in the Hamptons?"
Yeah, and then they'll be like, they'll think it's incentive to like actually act like that when they're kids, and I can't.
Exactly.
No.
But anyway, dude. It's time to log off. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. You guys are the best. Episode 344 is officially in the books. As we always say, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share the show to everyone that you know. We are officially at 214 subscribers. We gained a subscriber, so appreciate you guys for hitting that mark. So love that. Round of applause for that. Thank you. But without further ado, I gotta go do my projects. Unfortunately, Eric's gotta go to bed, and we are logging off today on today's episode. We'll be back on Wednesday with more sports. Yes, Eric.
I'm sorry. I'm actually not going to bed because tomorrow's my mom's birthday, and we do this tradition where we stay up till like 12 to say happy birthday, and then I go to bed.
Well, you usually go to bed at 12 anyway, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to. Like honestly, tonight is probably one of the worst nights I'll be able to go to bed. But
listen, happy birthday to your mother.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Tell her happy birthday. She looks great for 25. Why are you laughing?
This guy, man.
I'm being serious.
This guy.
But-
That was smooth. That was smooth.
Listen, without further ado, guys, appreciate y'all. Why are you laughing? Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, share, show everyone that you know. Third time doing the outro. 344 is in the books. See you guys on Wednesday with more playoffs, play-in tournaments done. Champions League is about to be done, and we are back better than ever. More sports. And without further ado, it's been your boy David.
And it's been your boy Eric.
And we are out, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, and have a great rest of your night. Peace.
Peace.